Salute. What up, Gotti? My brother from another mother. Already in the house. Already in the house. You know what I'm saying? Already in the house. We already having a whole conversation in here. Salute, salute. Hey, we got to give it up, you know what I'm saying, to the eternal spiritual most high. You know what I'm saying? Trolls, only God and your mama can love you. And you know, one time, yeah. We gonna hop right into this, man. We gonna hop right in. We gonna hop right in. This is gonna be interesting, and I'm telling y'all, I didn't even come to play. Oh, it's gonna be different. It's gonna be different. Yeah. See, all them race trolls forget that this is my platform, and I have this thing called settings. You understand what I'm saying? I have this thing called settings. You're gonna learn today. You're gonna learn today. I'll wait for the tribe to get on in here. Yes. I ain't even come to play, y'all. I ain't even come to play, y'all. I ain't even come to play, y'all. We done had way too many distractions. You know what I mean? What's up, Terry? We done had way too many distractions. I ain't even come to play, y'all. I ain't even come to play. We gonna get it today. We gonna get it today. Welcome to the block party where everyone wins a prize. That's what I'm talking about. Oh, God, you already know. We rapped earlier. I ain't come to play. I ain't come to play. If that's how they want it, gloves off, baby. You know what I'm saying? Prize knuckle fighting, baby. Gloves off. Gloves off for sure. Oh, I'm real pumped. I'm really trying to hold myself back, cause man, whew. I got that energy flowing, bro. I had to meditate. You know what I mean? I got my energy right. Got my energy right. We may not get too many people in here off rip, you know. I had to exercise those settings on behalf of the old trolls. Let them know who has control. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Let them know who has control. And even if they come in, they can't comment. So, you know what I'm saying? We done took their voice from them. They hear it. They might sit around, but they ain't gonna hit the thumbs up, and they sure as hell can't comment. So, you know, they can't disturb class this time, y'all. They can't disturb class. We're gonna get that education today. Cause tonight, I'm calling out America. I'm calling out the white people of America. Not the white folks. Not the white folks. The white people of America. What's good? What's good, Damon? Oh, class is in session tonight. Class is in session tonight. See, I figured I found something that really ruffles these racist tail feathers. You know what I'm saying? I found something that just really takes the rhythm out of those people. You know what I'm saying? It's that talk about reparations, y'all. And they already know that, you know, basically their population there is on the decline. Their birth rates are dropping. Their birth rates just fell to 49.1%. Not only here, but the UK, Europe, everywhere. It's falling, which means that black and brown and black, however you want to put it, will soon be in control. And these people fear that, which is why they always had to maintain control. They always had to try to maintain control so that no one of a melanated group would do the same thing to them that they did to everyone else, y'all. And their plan is faltering. You know what I'm saying? Babylon is falling. Babylon is falling. And I'm going to help it personally. I'm going to help it personally. So tonight, y'all, we took their voices away. See, they have to subscribe or be members to even comment. So they can come in, they can watch, they can get ticked off in silence, but they cannot disturb class, y'all. They cannot disturb class. You know what I'm saying? Us black folks are the original people. Yeah, they can't disturb class, y'all. They're going to be mad. They're going to try everything they can. But they cannot come in and disturb class. So moderators, y'all going to have an easy night, at least for an hour. At least for an hour. And Danielle Terry, get your Gotti finger ready because you only got about an hour. This thing going to get heated. I'm telling you. I'm telling you. And I already know they listening. So that's why you don't see the lights going up. They hear, but they can't comment. Ha ha. Look, they already leaving out. Oh man. Oh man. Woo. Woo. We'll show you who has control. All right, y'all. So the topic for tonight, the topic and the discussion, and I've got some things lined up. I am calling out the white people of America. Tonight we are making our claim, our case, and we are comparing the white people of Germany to the white people of America. Notice I'm not saying white folks. We love our white folks. We love our white folks. You know what I'm saying? So no shade towards the white folks. Listen, y'all got a black card. You all right with me? Y'all got a black card. Yeah, delete comments. Delete comments. Don't delete them. Let them suffer through it if they want to hang around. They going to learn today. Just delete their comments. Take their voice away. Unless they send a super chat. If they send it in reparations in the form of a gift, generational wealth in form of a gift, we going to take them 40 acres and a mule. You know what I'm saying? So they got to send them super chats if they want their racist comments to get read, even if they come in, y'all. So here we go. We're going to compare the two. So, with the J community, and y'all, we have to code this. Y'all know what I'm talking about. Y'all know what I mean when I say IHOP. You know what I mean? It's a country that starts with I. We have to code this. You know what I'm saying? Oh, thank you. Appreciate that. And y'all put them on. Put them on in the chat, y'all. Thanks, Damon. Put them on in the chat, y'all. You know what I'm saying? Put them on in the chat. Thank you for that gift, Damon. Thank you for that gift. All right, and I keep forgetting to put the Cash App in here. So give me a second. Let me go do that. Let me pin the Cash App. So it started dawning on me. I was like, so how does the J community get this stuff and fast, but the black community doesn't? You know what I mean? Because it's still reparations. So how did they do it and we can't get it? And why do white people of America feel so inclined to comment on whether we get reparations or not, when in comparison, that would be like we got to code this, y'all. That'd be like waking up Adolf Hitler from his eternal rest and asking him, is it okay to grant reparations for the J community, y'all? So if we have to go to these white people to get our reparations, that's like the J community having to go to Adolf Hitler himself and ask him for reparations. We know it's not gonna happen. We know it's not gonna happen. All right. So I've been doing some studying, y'all, and I'm gonna call out America tonight. As soon as I can pin this Cash out, I'm calling out America tonight, and we gonna get into Germany and all of that. Oh, we gonna make some haste tonight. We gonna make some noise. Cause we ain't even playing with it. We gonna make some noise. Definitely. All right. Here we go. Now, I've been thinking all day. I say, well, why would they get reparations and we don't? Chattel slavery lasted longer. That oppression lasted longer. Those social and systemic inequalities and injustices lasted longer. I think for the J community, it was from like 1941 to 1952. We had hundreds of years invested, y'all. So I really had to think about this thing. What's different about them and Germany rather than us and America? Let's get into it, y'all. Let's get into it. Look, we ain't been disturbed yet, y'all. It feels so good. Look Look, I could just feel the love in here. I could just feel the love. I love y'all. I love y'all. It's just so peaceful in here. You know what I'm saying? It's so peaceful in here. I always feel like them haters watching us. Yeah. Let's go. This is let's see, let me get her name right. Soulful Sister Space. But let's begin our case. Let's begin our case studies. And then y'all know I got a twist to this. Oh yeah. I'm pumped. Let's go.
Know that the Jews got reparations because of the Holocaust from Germany, but Black Americans still haven't. Let's get into it. Today's workshop is titled Why Jews Got Reparations but Black Americans Didn't. You know, we talk about reparations. It's not about just competition or comparison, but it's about justice. After the Holocaust, Germany made it a priority, and I really respect this about them. They made it a priority to compensate Jewish survivors and their descendants. Yet here in America, after over 250 years of chattel slavery and another 100 years of racial terror, Black Americans have received nothing, not even an apology. Why not? Well, what makes these two histories different in the eyes of the law, the government, and society? Well, y'all, this video that I put together, it's not about putting one group down. It's really about understanding how nations respond to their historical wrongs and why. Why even today the United States government refuses to address the lasting impact of slavery. So we're going to dive into the facts, the policies, and the missed opportunities where America could have made things right. Because if one country can acknowledge its past like Germany did after and offer reparations, why can't America? Let's go into it. Section 1, how and why the Jews received reparations. Let's start with what happened after the Holocaust, okay? The Holocaust, which lasted from 1933 to 1945, led to systemic extermination of 6 million.
I was way off. So 1933 to 1945. I stand corrected. Same amount of years almost, but just different years. So 1933 to 1945, forgive me for misspeaking.
Jews and the destruction of Jewish communities across Europe. That's sad, that's devastating. In the aftermath, the newly formed Israeli government and Jewish organizations demanded reparations from Germany, and they got them. In 1952, West Germany signed the Luxembourg Agreement. It was with Israel and the Conference on Jewish Material Claims against Germany. And under this agreement, check this out, Germany paid Israel $822 million, which is equivalent to about $10 billion today. They paid that to support Holocaust survivors and help rebuild the Jewish state. The individual Holocaust survivors received direct deposits, y'all, including pensions and social welfare support. And they received compensation. It was given to those who...
So far, it sounds like Germany was accountable, and it sounds like Germany handled their business, y'all. It sounds like even though Germany has some bad white people, the good white folks in their government saw that this was wrong. Or maybe the good white folks did this in Germany because the people they did it to are also white folks. Just a hunch. I want to make sure they pissed off real good when they get in here, y'all. I want to make sure they pissed off real good. So while we don't have any disturbances, we going to get it in, y'all. We going to get it in. I want to piss them off real good, but we only got about maybe 55 minutes left. Get your Mod Squad fingers ready.
whose property had been stolen or destroyed. To date, Germany has paid over 90 billion. You heard that right, billion in reparations. Survivors and their descendants continue to receive payments for the trauma and economic losses suffered during the Holocaust.
Like Deontay Wilder, y'all, till this day. Now, America's saying they can't do it. America's saying it's just been too long. Statute of limitation is up. The survivors are gone. But there's more to reparations than what you did to those slaves. The redlining, the social injustices. You understand what I'm saying? The profiling. There's lots of things. The police brutality. There's lots of things wrapped up into reparations. Even if you didn't want to break us off for what you did to our ancestors. We still endure some things to this day. You know what I'm saying? We still endure some things to this day. So there's lots of things wrapped up into this reparation bill. I think it was HR 40. I think it was Bill HR 40 that they were entertaining concerning reparations. But let's get back to it.
Section 2, why Black Americans never got reparations. Now let's contrast this with what happened, or rather what did not happen, y'all.
Now, we know what happened to the so-called white people in Germany, and we know that the other white people in the government in Germany gave those white people their dues. Just like that. Still paying them to this day. Just like that. We also know that certain people are protected. You know, you have the ability to, march on the Capitol, do insurrections and stuff, and then the nation still feels like they wronged you because you're white and you got locked up for your wrongdoing. So you get reparations by getting pardons just to get out and get convicted of bothering minors, so to speak. Yeah. Y'all see where I'm going with this, right? I'm painting a picture because I'm going to tie this together towards the end. I'm telling you, I'm pumped. I've been waiting to do this all day. Let's go now. We're going to talk about us black folks. We're going to talk about us black folks over here in Mexico. I don't call it America no more. It's Mexico. All right? So we're going to talk about us black folks over here in Mexico, and we're going to challenge our system here with these white people we have compared to the white people in Germany, and then we're going to see why we didn't get these reparations for what they took us through in Mexico. All right? Y'all know I'm stupid.
This did not happen for Black Americans after slavery. Enslaved Africans were kidnapped, brutalized, forced to work for free for over 250 years.
They didn't do that to the J community. And look how quick the J community got it. Y'all. Look how quick the J community got it, y'all. They didn't even go. I'm not minimizing what they went through, even though people minimize what we went through. You know what I'm saying? Because we speak against that, then they going to call us anti-something, but everybody can speak against us, and then it's anti-nothing. I'm just saying.
America built its wealth on the backs of black labor.
Well,
but after slavery ended in 1865, what did black people get?
Nothing.
Let's talk about this whole 40 acres in the...
Wait, now, when that happened in the Holocaust, we just learned, what did those victims get? Our ancestors, plus us, went through it even longer if we count these policies that's still in place to keep us oppressed and to keep us socially and economically challenged. You see what I'm saying? They got theirs, but we didn't get ours. You know what I'm saying? We didn't get ours. All right, real talk. We didn't get ours. So, we got nothing. They got theirs right away. I ain't trying to imply nothing, but would they had got it if they were, do you think that Germany would have gave it to them? I just want to know. Do y'all think that they still would have got it if they got it right away because they were, y'all, I'm trying to stay monetized. Y'all got to stay with me. You know what I'm saying? This envelope gonna put some work in tonight. y'all know what I'm doing. You know what I'm saying? Y'all know what I'm doing. All right. How they got in here? How Bud Morgan how he got in here? That fool must have subscribed an hour before the live started just so that he could, boy, they smart. Let's go.
Fuel in the broken promise. In January 1865, Union General William T. Sherman issued a special field order number 15, okay? It promised free black people 40 acres of land and a mule to start new lives.
And that was a lie.
Landowners. But after Lincoln was assassinated, President Andrew Johnson and his racists behind reversed the order. And instead of giving black families land, the government returned it to former slave owners, returned it back to the white man. So instead...
Not only that, but do y'all know after slavery was abolished, Do y'all know that they actually gave the slave masters and the slave owners reparations because their crops were dying and they were losing money because slaves were set free? So those farmers, those white farmers, got reparations from this same government, y'all, that refused to give it to us. That refused to give it to us. I don't know how they getting in here, boy. Them snakes find a way. You know what I'm saying? So those white farmers and those slave owners I meant to say, got reparations, y'all, the minute slavery was abolished. But they don't want to pay reparations to the very people they afflicted. You understand what I'm saying? They're acting as if we didn't lose ancestors and family members. Normally, in society, when you lose ancestors and family members due to unjustifiable unalivings, there's civil suits to follow. There's criminal litigations. For us, it's been nothing. Now, we just heard this was exercised right away for a specific demographic of people after what happened in Germany. Maybe because those people, but if they were, would they have got it? You know what I'm saying? Exactly. I'm with you. I'm with you. Oh, we gonna get into it. I'm gonna tie this together. Watch this.
The reparations, black people got, what do we get? Jim Crow laws, voter suppression, segregation, lynchings, and decades upon decades of economic exclusion.
Economic exclusion, there goes a policy right now that still affects us to this day. So when they ask us, what have we been through? What policies? Why are we old? There's one right there. There's one right there. There's proof. There's proof. There's proof. I don't have to lie to y'all. See, there's proof. Thank you, Rudy the Boxer, for dropping that in here. See, I'm doing this off the dome, y'all. This is how much I research. This is how much I research. And see, Rudy just backed it up. Thank you for validating that, Rudy. Thank you for validating that. You know what I'm saying? Thank you for validating that. Oh, this guy. Y'all keep an eye on Morgan. I had to get Morgan out of here this morning. Keep an eye on Morgan. Y'all know they don't know how to act in public.
But the U.S. government's refusal to pay. Unlike Germany, which took responsibility for its crimes, the United States government has repeatedly rejected reparations for Black Americans. Even after slavery ended, Black people continue to be robbed of economic opportunities through sharecropping and tenant farming, which trapped them in cycles of debt. The GI Bill of 1944, which included many Black veterans excluded them, Black veterans from home loans and education benefits. The GI Bill. And redlining. I talked about this a lot, which blocked Black families from buying homes in, quote, good neighborhoods or not impoverished neighborhoods. So let's fast forward today. And the average Black family has about 10% of the wealth of the average white family. That's not an accident, y'all. It's the direct result of policies that have
10% of the wealth of an average white family. Do y'all understand why they're acting the way they're acting every time this talk of reparations come up, y'all? They are 90% more economically substantial than we are. We have 10% of the income that they have, y'all. How did they get it? Generational wealth. This is why they are acting a donkey and bringing out their Neanderthal degenerate behavior when this conversation comes up, y'all. When this conversation comes up. Oh, I told y'all, I'm here to teach. I'm here to teach. I'm going to do what I'm called to do. I'm here to teach. I'm going to show you why. I'm going to show you why they're always trying to be a distraction when this comes up, y'all. And this is what they're hiding. This is what they don't want you to know. Yes, they control it. They control it. They control it. God, you know you can call in if you want to, homie. You know what it is. You know what it is. All right, let's go.
been denied black people's reparations, while other groups, including Jews, the Japanese Americans, and Native Americans, have received compensation for historical injustices.
Even the Japanese. America paid the Japanese. Let me run that back. Let me run that back. Because I'm going to tie this together. I'm going to tie this together. I'm going to show you America. I'm going to show you the white people of America. I'm telling, man, listen, I can't wait for this social power construct to fall, man. I can't wait.
So let's fast forward today. And the average black family has about 10% of the wealth of the average white family. That's not an accident, y'all. It's the direct result of policies that have been denied black people's reparations, while other groups, including Jews, the Japanese Americans, and Native Americans, have received compensation for historical injustices.
Y'all let Morgan stay. He didn't do nothing
So
wrong.
let's talk about the myth that black people got reparations through welfare. That's a bunch of bullshit.
How are they going to put the myth out there that we got reparations through welfare when welfare was actually intended and implemented for them? I think by 1930, they were already on welfare. The projects were built for them. It wasn't for us. It was for them. You could do the research on this. But they will perpetuate these lies, y'all. And someone said that in the live this morning. Oh, welfare, blah, blah, blah. It's majority of y'all that's on it. How's it reparations for us when all of y'all have access to it and the majority of you are on it? So this lets you know that you can't trust anything that they say, because they'll say anything to try to save face. And they'll try to sound professional while doing it. But it's coming from a hateful and a dishonest place, y'all. Oh, I'm a priest before they get up in here. What's up, Ike Martin?
Argument people make, particularly white people, is that black people don't need reparations because welfare programs and affirmative action somehow made up for slavery. That's simply not true. Welfare is not reparations. It's available for all poor Americans.
See?
And the biggest beneficiary of public assistance has been white women. Don't believe the hype with the picture they want to paint. Welfare is for all poor Americans, not just blacks. Second of all, affirmative action has benefited white women more.
All y'all lying white people, y'all gonna learn tonight. Good white folks, we appreciate y'all. We love y'all. We rock with y'all because y'all tell the truth. And we understand how hard it is for y'all to be a voice in your community for people like us, because you will be ostracized, ousted, attacked. We know how radical and extreme your people can be, a certain demographic of your people can be. But it's still love here for the good white folks. And good white folks, your content and character and your ability to love everyone regardless of their differences, that's why we F with y'all, man. That's why we love y'all, man. That's why we ride with y'all. Real talk. That's why we choose y'all over those white people, man. That's why we choose y'all. That's why we choose good white folks over white people, man. Real talk. Real talk.
Than black people. Thirdly, black Americans were deliberately left out of programs like the New Deal's Social Security system in the 1930s. The United States has had plenty of chances to do right, y'all. Plenty. From the Reconstruction era to today, but it has refused every time.
Now, why would they be refusing? Who runs the government over here? What color are the people they afflicted? Let's revisit Germany. What color is that government in Germany that did that? What color were the victims that received the reparations? Are you scooping what I'm pooping? Can you smell what I'm cooking, y'all? Can you smell what I'm cooking? Let's go.
It's so sad, y'all. It's so sad. So what would reparations look like for black Americans? Let's get into that. So black Americans did get reparations. What would that look like? Well, according to economists by the name of Dr. William Darity, the United States government should pay at least $14 trillion to close the racial wealth gap. That could be done through one, direct payments to descendants of enslaved people, free college education for black students, and zero interest home loans and business grants. Some cities like Evanston, Illinois, have started small-scale reparations programs, but real justice would require federal action, just like it did for the Holocaust survivors. So what's our takeaway, y'all? Germany, they acknowledged its crimes and they made amends. But America.
Did y'all hear that? Germany acknowledged their crimes and they made amends. Put this before Germany. This part of Germany. Let me get it to you, bro. Let me get it to you. 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 There you go, there you go, there you go. Thank you, Damon. Thank you, Damon. Y'all put Damon in the chat. Please put Damon in the chat. I think that's the second time Damon done did that. Thank you, Damon. You know what, Damon? We got a place here for you too, bro. You know what I'm saying? Because you ain't finna be coming here supporting the show and then your name ain't lit up in blue. Damon, I need you to say something. Make a comment, Damon. Make a comment, Damon. Just say anything, Damon. Just say anything. Say anything, Damon. Say anything, Damon. All right, there we go. Y'all welcome Damon to the tribe. Anybody that support the platform like that, you deserve to be a moderator. Your name will be lit up in blue. Congratulations, homie. Congratulations, homie. I don't know what I'm doing here. Ah. Let's see. Let's see. We're gonna do this, make this challenge. I'm gonna get back to it, y'all. I'm playing with some stuff here. Playing with some stuff. I'm gonna get back to it. I'm trying to make sure bro got the link too. Trying to make sure bro got the link. Bro got the link. Trying to make sure bro got the link. Bro got the link. All right. So we already established that this part of the government in Germany paid this part of the reparations. You know what I mean? To these people in Germany. Well, you know, not in Germany, but that Germany afflicted. All right. So we know that this part of the government here ain't gonna do sugar honey iced tea for us over here. But wait a minute. I'm gonna put this together for you. Hold on.
On the other hand, for whatever reason, continues to deny, delay, and defeat.
Oh, Ike Martin, thank you, brother. Thank you, brother.
Aren't just about money.
Thank you for the support, y'all.
They're about repairing and repaying what was stolen. Until the United States takes responsibility, the legacy of slavery will continue to shape black lives for generations, y'all. So the next time somebody says or asks a black person, why haven't black people gotten reparations? Send them this video. It's time for the truth to be told, you all. If Germany could recognize heinous and evil atrocities of the Holocaust and those 6 million Jews who lost their lives.
6 million. I'm not trying to minimize, marginalize. I'm not robbing anyone of their victimhood. 6 million. I think she said from 1933 to like 1942 or something. 6 million. And that's not even a definite number. And they found a way to pay reparations. Because I've heard 2 million, I've heard 10 million, 6 million, 8 million, up to 12 million. They don't really distinctively, accurately know. But they found a way to pay those reparations in spite of, right? 6 million people lost their lives. So how many people do you think lost their lives after 400 years of oppression, y'all? Till this day, with some of their policies in place and with the police. It's not letting you join. Well, hold on a minute. We got to do something about that. Hold on. Hold on a minute. We got to do something about that. I'm trying to figure this out. They did it last time for me. Y'all, I'm trying to figure out how to get Big Bro this link to come in. Give me just a second. I wonder why it's not letting you come in. I'll try to work it from my other phone. Y'all give me a second. Excuse me for a minute. I'm trying to get my co-host in here. Brother in the cut. Brother in the cut. Gotta get brother in the cut in here. You gonna let me figure out how to do this. Sure. Give me just a second. I'm trying to figure this out. Oh, we got to go through all this. Come on, man. Y'all excuse me. I'm sorry. It shouldn't take all of this, man. Last time it just let me send it. I'm working on it. I don't understand why it's not letting me do it this time. Are you getting that one? Because if not, I'm going to have to restart the live. All right. So to get back to this, we're going to let her finish up real quick.
Why can't America? What?
All right, y'all. The co-host, brother in the cut, is Jimmy McNair right here in the comment box. That is the co-host. So, you know what I'm saying? Y'all make sure y'all welcome the co-host. I was trying to get him the link to get on here, and it's not letting me send the link the way it was the other day, which is funny to me. That is funny to me.
Is so void in the soul of many white Americans, especially those white men in power, that they can't even recognize an evil that happened on American soil and rectify it. At least say, I'm sorry. Have you ever been wronged? And you just say, if I could just get an apology, I could just start to heal. And so many of you all, you want to say, just get over it. But if your spouse cheated on you and they say, just get over it, you would never be able to heal.
Exactly. That's why I use the terminology of we've lost ancestors. And they're telling us to just get over it. She used the analogy, if your spouse cheated on you and someone told you just get over it, you wouldn't be able to just get over it. But this is how insensitive they are to the topic, because they have 90% more financial capabilities than we do economically, y'all. And they know this. So when I was calling them out on their generational wealth, that's why you saw the Neanderthal coming out in them, y'all. I hit a soft spot. They're so busy trying to troll me, I trolled them right back, and I got the reaction I wanted.
Or if you healed, it takes a lot of time to work through a lot of trauma. But hey, thank you all so much. Continue to like, share, and subscribe, and leave a message. Let me know what you think about this. Does that change your opinions about Germany, about the United States? Well, continue to like, share, and subscribe to my channel. If my videos bless you, my Venmo and my Buy Me a Coffee is right there for you. I want to thank all of those.
Now, I'm going to say, Germany, that was effed up what y'all did. But kudos, Germany, for being accountable and taking care of what you did. Even though your government is, and the people you gave the reparations to that you did that to was, let's get on back over here in America, y'all. Let's come to a Mexico. Let's get on back to a Mexico, y'all. You know what I'm saying? Let's come on back to a Mexico. All right, brother in the cut say you got to look at it. If they take accountability, then they have to admit they were wrong. They're not going to do that. Oh, exactly. Exactly. That's why I'm calling them out right now. Y'all notice there's not many people here right now, right? Because, yeah, we got control. What Janet say? Control. Yeah. All right. So the second thing I want to get y'all to see is there's a reason I'm going to do this, because I'm going to tie this together, y'all. Now we're going to go from what they did to us, right? Because we know that white America, the government over here, didn't give us sugar honey iced tea, right? And they claiming they don't owe us. So now we're going to revisit something even more recent than chattel slavery that happened here. And the reason I'm bringing that up is because they did it to, see, what's good, what's good. See, the people they did this to wasn't this color, y'all. The next thing I'm finna bring up, yeah, the people who did it was this color, but the people that did it to, again, look like you and I. Us, the uses. Watch this.
Oklahoma had 45 black towns and municipalities. It was capital of black self-determination. Black people came for the same reason as whites, for new possibility. They saw in Tulsa an opportunity for business. Tulsa itself was a boomtown.
Now, mind you, this is all domestic. Chattel slavery, those reparations that was owed, that's all domestic. That's right here. Tulsa, Oklahoma, domestic, right here. It's our government that is refusing to be accountable. And it's the very people we're keeping out of the live right now that run the government that refuses to hold themselves accountable and will not make amends. But somehow, Germany does this to other people, and Germany turn right around and make amends. I wonder what the common factor was, y'all. What was the neutral factor, y'all? I wonder why they acted so fast, y'all. I wonder why they corrected it to their victims, but over here, white America that control our government, that's doing this to us, it's just leaving us hanging by the wayside, y'all. I think I got this figured out why. I think y'all probably done figured out why too by now. I've been waiting to do this all day. I think y'all done figured this out too. Watch this.
The reason was in 1905, an oil well wildcatter discovered the Glen Pool, which was the richest small oil field in the entire world.
So let me ask y'all real quick. If the J community was, instead of, do y'all think they would have gotten reparations from Germany? It's a shame I got to censor myself like this, but we work hard to be. What the heck is wrong with, okay, y'all, I think one that snuck through the cracks. You know what I'm saying? One snuck through the cracks, Brandon Lowry. I think one snuck through the cracks. Okay, y'all understanding. Okay, y'all understanding.
And so when the city began to boom because of oil, it just drew more people.
These professionals and merchants in these smaller all-black towns, they then migrated to Tulsa.
Zero cool. You're not right. They were paid even straight to the descendants, direct deposits of those people. You're wrong. You're coming in giving misinformation. We just listened to the whole thing. You're wrong. You're wrong. I got you calm down because you're not going to be a distraction. I got you calm down because you're not going to be a distraction. I got you calm down.
They're coming by train. They're coming by wagon. They're walking. They're getting there any way that they can. And as the city of Tulsa goes from this sleepy cow town into something else, there's a part of the city in the northeastern corner that becomes the primary African-American settlement.
Do y'all notice how these white racists are coming in here, taking up for those victims of Germany? I told y'all I was going to touch a nerve with this one. So if you ask these same racists right now, would they validate and confirm giving reparations to those victims of what Germany did? They're going to tell you yes. And you know why they would tell you yes? Because they have this and this in common. If you ask them to this day if they're going to give it to us based on what they did, they're going to tell you no. You know why? Because we don't have this in common with them. And we don't have a nation behind us, a flag behind us, no nothing. A country behind us, no nothing. We just out here, y'all. We just black. We just foundational black. We just foundational black. Who gonna fight for us? Who gonna push it? What momentum do we have besides us? I told y'all I've been waiting all day to do this. I told y'all I've been waiting all day to do this. I told y'all. Y'all missed. Oh, y'all got him. Good job.
Known as Greenwood.
I liken it to a city within a city. Greenwood itself.
That fool just said racism don't exist no more, but Trump is refusing to apologize for putting a video out there that reflects Big Mike and Obama as monkeys. Come on, man.
Is an area of nearly 40 square blocks with individual neighborhoods, individual churches that have their own parishes.
About 40 to 45 blocks of a residential community with a business district.
All black, y'all.
Greenwood community was staked out by a fellow named O.W. Gurley, who really is the father of the Greenwood district and established the first business there in 1906.
Gurley was a very community-focused, visionary leader who saw in Greenwood, the promise of creating.
Listen, I already know the story of O.W. Gurley. This man bought 36 acres of land, and said that he was only going to allow them to sell it to black people so that we can have our own establishments, our own neighborhoods, our own companies, factories, hospitals. These black families back then even had their own airports and airplanes. At least two of, it was said that each family had at least two airplanes, owned at least two airplanes out on that airport at this time. It was booming. But we're gonna see how racist America took that with the success of these black people who thrived then even without reparations from chattel slavery. Understand, these black people still thrived in Tulsa, Oklahoma, even without the government giving reparations for what they did during Jim Crow, Reconstruction, all of this, y'all. Chattel slavery. Check this out.
A community where black people could flourish.
O.W. Gurley and J.B. Stratford, they worked together and they had a specific intent to make African Americans wealthy, landowners, entrepreneurs. They both knew what the state of Oklahoma was offering. They knew that they needed to be very intentful in creating Greenwood.
These were members of a black community who were showing black people that a new world was possible. They were a sign and a symbol to black communities.
We were showing them we did not need them. We were showing them we did not need your reparations. We don't need your pity. We just simply need you to leave us the hell alone and let us thrive and do us. And that's still too much to ask of them to this day. Salute to Deontay Wilder. To this day.
About all of the wonderful things that we could be.
You have all sorts of businesses in Greenwood. You have everything from funeral parlors to...
Y'all ain't got long before they start busting through if they hit that subscribe button, y'all. They ain't got long. They ain't got long, y'all. They finna be coming in. Moderators, get your Gotti fingers ready, y'all.
Theaters, hotel. There's a public library, a black library. There are chili houses, cafes, restaurants. There's just everything there.
There were a dozen surgeons and doctors. There were several lawyers. There was a black-owned photography studio.
Let me ask a question, black people. What the hell do we have now? Because we're about to find out why. We are about to find out why. Look at 1906 up until 1931. 1906 up until 1931. And that started with what they call a lie. You know, I know all about this, y'all. Sarah Page, Dick Rawlins. You know what I'm saying? I know the ins and outs of this.
There are black working people, and they're not working necessarily in oil, but they're working in all sorts of businesses that are supporting the oil boom.
Greenwood was a community of necessity. It was a segregated enclave. Black folks couldn't ply their trades or purchase goods and services in the larger white community, so they created their own economy. That economy became successful because black folks...
You know what? Let's salute them ancestors, man. You know what I'm saying? Let's give it up for them ancestors, man. See, we need to find ourselves again. We need to find ourselves again. Let's give it up to them ancestors right there, y'all. You know what I'm saying? They decided to do it themselves. We have decided to do it ourselves. You know what I'm saying? We have decided to do it ourselves. Let's go.
Did business with one another and kept dollars largely in the black community.
What happens in Greenwood is that segregation, which is not necessarily desired, segregation actually enables black businesses to thrive, black professionals to thrive.
It was a district where, in fact, money, dollars, could turn over 5 or 6 times.
In Green.
Did y'all hear that? In that black community, the black dollar would turn over at least 5 or 6 times. We just had this discussion not too long ago. Now that black dollar turns over once. The minute it touches our hands, it goes to them. You know, the whole talk about Walmart, Nike, Chanel, whatever. Yeah. See? Oh, my times have changed. Times have changed. I told y'all I could prove everything I say. I told y'all.
You could, as a black person, you could advance. And you had a number of individuals in the community that were prospering because of the success of Greenwood. Booker T. Washington coined the phrase Greenwood as the Black Wall Street, or the Negro Wall Street of America.
As the community grows in affluence, and grows in confidence, these race men and women come to the fore. They articulate a kind of outrage about racism. They articulate a kind of self-determination. They articulate a resistance.
Andrew Jackson Smitherman worked as an attorney and as a journalist. He was a Creek freedman and teamed up with J.B. Stratford to create the Tulsa Star, the first daily black newspaper in Oklahoma.
The black newspaper at that
Did y'all hear that? A black newspaper, y'all. Black Wall Street, and now we just have a Wall Street. I wonder where the white people get that from. We had a black newspaper, y'all. Where's that black newspaper now? Do y'all smell what I'm cooking right now? You smell what I'm cooking?
Time was a forum for pointing out Black achievement at a time when white newspapers presented Black people only in crime. But the heart of it was an agitation for justice and an agitation against lynching.
At the same time that's happening, you see in the summer of 1919 a rise of racial terror all over the country.
New York, Philadelphia, Memphis, Chicago, Washington, D.C., Elaine, Arkansas. We could go on and on and on.
A lot of these riots are really fueled by anxieties about Black advancement and Black success. And we're not only talking about...
So, if these riots were about Black advancements, that means that there was white jealousy somewhere stirred up? Does that mean it was white hatred? Huh? Were they not happy that we found a way to thrive regardless? And there was still no reparations, ladies and gentlemen. There was still no reparations. That's why I tied this together like this. At this point, there was still no reparations. At this point, this wasn't even the Civil Rights Movement yet. The Civil Rights Act had not even existed. All right? It's just slavery was abolished in 1865. We're talking 1906 to 1931. So this wasn't Jim Crow. This wasn't Reconstruction. This wasn't the Civil Rights Act. None of that was in play yet, y'all. None of that was in play yet. This might have been Jim Crow. I might have misspoke. This might have been Jim Crow era. This might have been because it was post. So this is probably Jim Crow era right here.
cities like Chicago or DC or New York. We're talking about cities like Tulsa.
In 1921, those same tensions in the United States were present in Tulsa. And it did revolve around jealousy and resentment.
Oh.
It threatened the system of white supremacy. Certainly in Tulsa, which was in...
It threatened the system of what? Of what? White supremacy? Didn't I tell y'all that's what this was about, y'all? Just like that religion, y'all. I told y'all we getting somewhere. Now we able to cook. Now we able to cook because we done got the casseroles out of here. And we got some seasoning. And we know how to throw down on some soul food. Come and get your soul food. Brother in the cut say, that's why they refuse to take accountability, because they don't want to admit that they destroyed, buried, and stole all of our generation of wealth. Yes, yes. They want to keep us down, y'all. They trying to George Floyd us. Sorry for using that pun, but y'all know exactly what I mean. So this is a grand design. This is why they get so angry when we bring this up. But wait, I'm not done with this yet. I'm not done with this. There's more. There's more. I'm not done. I couldn't wait to do this, y'all. I had to meditate. I had to rest up. I had to get my mind right, y'all. I had to study, study, study. I had to wait for the ancestors to give me a way to tie this together to present it to y'all. I even spoke with Gotti today. Gotti, we talked for hours, didn't we? I called him, Gotti. I think I'm on to something. I just need to find a way to present it to the people. We got it. Watch this.
Incredible concentration of black wealth. You can look at Tulsa as a tinderbox. Like, what is the spark that's going to ignite it?
All right. So now, we know that let's go back and revisit everything. Let's go back and recap. We know that the Germany government paid reparations to the victims of Germany's afflictions. All right. We also know that America never paid reparations to the us's for their afflictions. We also know that America went in and destroyed over 36 blocks of Tulsa, Oklahoma, dropped kerosene bombs on them, y'all, over a lie that a white woman told on an elevator operator by the name of Dick Rawlins. Her name was Sarah Page. It was not true. It was not true. Fast forward, Emmett Till went through the same thing. Same thing. There was no difference. These people showed up. They pulled his brother out the jail. They took over the jail and they did some things to him. A little young kid, I think he was like 14 years old, y'all. 14 years old, something like that. Yeah, yeah. See, they won't tell y'all all this. I keep telling y'all I'm a historian. I keep telling y'all this is the filing cabinet right here, man. I keep telling you. This is the thumb drive. All right? Now, watch this.
Survivors of the Tulsa Race Massacre not giving up in what they call a fight for justice.
They're suing for reparations, now calling on the Supreme Court to step in after their lawsuit was dismissed.
TOCO's Megan Mosley.
Wait a minute. Wait a minute. So that means that they didn't give the black people in Tulsa, Oklahoma, the city, the Black Wall Street, they burnt down? Those people never got reparations either, and some of those survivors are still alive. They're like 100 or 100 plus years old right now. A few of them are still alive. So they let these statute of limitations and this time run out on purpose so that they can't be held accountable, so that they can have the leisureness to say, well, that was so long ago, let it go. Y'all, I'm cooking. I'm cooking. I'm telling y'all, I got them figured out. I got them figured out. Watch this.
We spoke to them today.
The attorneys for the last known survivors of the Tulsa Race Massacre filed this appeal Friday, asking a judge to step in and reverse a decision they say is unlawful.
If our Supreme Court upholds their constitutional duty, their oath, looks at the law, there's only one decision that can be made.
Last month, a judge
Y'all answer a question for me. Do y'all think Adolf Hitler himself would have granted his victims reparations? Put it in the comment box. 1 for yes, 2 for no. Do y'all think Adolf Hitler would have offered to give reparations to his victims himself? If he was alive, would he had approved of those reparations? All right, 2 stands for no. I'm waiting to get some more. I'm waiting to get some more. Do y'all think if Adolf Hitler was still alive, do y'all think he would have granted his victims reparations? I'm glad y'all are saying no. Watch this. So why the hell we over here having discussions with white people about our damn reparations like they are truly gonna grant it? Let me know when you find out. There's a truth bomb for you right there. So us putting these white people in our discussion about reparations is no different from what Adolf Hitler would not have done for his own damn victim. He wouldn't have granted it either. They are our Adolf Hitlers here in America. Why are we depending on them to get this work done? That means we have work to do. To put the right people in the right places to make the right moves on our behalf. Or maybe we need to start making the moves on our behalf. Because they have proven they're not going to give it to us. Salute, Dunmore family. You know what I'm saying? Salute. They have proven that they're going to correct every mistake they make towards their own. I even told y'all they pardoned those insurrectionists. And those insurrectionists were dead wrong. We get mass incarceration. And they owe us for that too. Put that in your reparations bill, because we still suffer from that too. That 94 crime bill. Yeah. Put that in there too. Since y'all asking us what policies, put that in there too. You know what I mean? So we're dependent on our modern day shut-off shitlers to agree to give us our reparations, our just dues. When we know shut-off Shitler when he did it himself for the very people he afflicted. So we got to take out of our fight and out of our conquest and out of our dealings for reparations, y'all. Because they're never going to do it. They're going to stick together and they're only going to help their own.
Missed a lawsuit seeking reparations for the remaining survivors of the 1921 Tulsa Race Massacre. Today, their attorneys urging the state Supreme Court to step in.
Is to swiftly, quickly reverse Judge Caroline Wall's unjust and unlawful decision to dismiss, send this case back to the district court, and allow us to move forward with discovery.
We also filed another pleading asking the court to set this case for oral.
They know they did it. There's record, there's accounts, there's witnesses left. They know they went in and tore this place down. They know they unalived many of people. Many of people. And then what? They took over, took our ideas again. If you wonder where Wall Street Journal come from, well, now you know. You stole that too from Black Wall Street. You stole that too. You know what I'm saying? You stole that too. Now, watch this.
Argument so that our clients, who have waited for so long will have, their day in court here before the highest court of this state.
In the lawsuit, the 3 remaining survivors argued the damage inflicted during the massacre was a public nuisance and were seeking relief. But the city of Tulsa requested the lawsuit be dismissed with prejudice, meaning it can't be filed again.
That a public nuisance.
Why can't you file this lawsuit inside of a country that knowingly wronged you? And this country, the same people that wronged you in this country looks like this. The same people you're filing those lawsuits to look like this. The people in the court, the judges that's turning down those lawsuits and those appeals look like this. Except the victims now look like us. Yeah, it's because we're black, y'all. So when I ask y'all, do y'all think the J community would have got it if they were black? The answer is hell no. Hell no. Hell no. They're only doing it for white supremacy. They're only doing it to keep us down. To keep us down. Us specifically. Us specifically. They've never gone back and righted anything, any of their wrongs when it came to what they've done to us. But their own people, oh yeah, they get it. They get it. When they bail out these governments, they're not bailing us out. They're not bailing us out. They're bailing out their own people. That's so they can keep making money. You know what I'm saying? We gonna keep this back to reparations, y'all. I'm telling y'all why these people get so mad when we bring it up. Because they are in control. But what they're not understanding is within the next 10 to 20 years, they won't have that power anymore. It will be black and brown running the country because their birth rates are decreasing. The earth is starting to heal itself. The earth is starting to cleanse itself, man. You know what I'm saying? Cleanse itself. After that, we can make any law possible to overthrow their racist forefathers' policies so that we can get what's owed to us and our ancestors on behalf of our ancestors. See, what they're not understanding is when they holler, oh, you were never a slave. Dummy, we have family members and ancestors suffer and pass on at the hands of your diabolicalness. Don't come in here with that, man. You know what I'm saying? Don't come in here with that. It won't be just Indian. It won't be just Indian. Think about it. They haven't even, come on, man. Y'all look up the story of Tulsa, Oklahoma and what they did. Those kerosene bombs, y'all. They flew airplanes over Tulsa, Oklahoma and dropped kerosene bombs, man. That whole thing about what they're doing to the churches now with them Obamas, if you follow the platform, you know what I mean by Obamas, y'all. Brock, Brock, Brock. You know how they do them Brock, Brock, Brock in churches now? They did them Brock, Brock, Brock in them churches doing Tulsa, Oklahoma too, y'all. Yeah, all the same behavior. All the same behavior. All the same behavior, y'all. They did it. All the same behavior, y'all. This has been going on. It's nothing brand new. They even do it to their own. We even saw one of their own ran a truck into a church and set it on fire and came out. Brock, Brock, Brock. They don't care. They're heinous like this. But as long as it's them, that's all that matters. When it's anyone else involved, at the hands of their afflictions and iniquities, well, they're always the majority. It's easy for them to overlook and pass laws, y'all, to keep them looking clean and innocent, so that they don't have to feel or suffer from any white guilt, so that their children don't have to feel or suffer from any white guilt or inflictions that their forefathers and grandparents and great-grandparents and the great-great-greats put on everybody else, y'all. God, it says, you have to claim who you really are, clutch for your own protection, and put it out there for them to see, so you can stay out of the way of their demise. Exactly. All right. Y'all, they coming here with the dumbest things. Are we talking about black slave owners? Because those black slave owners will have to pay too. Or any family member of those black slave owners would still have to pay. It's still generational wealth. These fools, look, see, when I start proving my point, look what they do. Look what they do, y'all. That's when I know I've driven my point home. Can we get those likes up, y'all? Can we get those likes up? I figured it out. Y'all know why the J community got it and we didn't get it? Huh? Because of this. Because of this. What you mean, how far back we going? What you mean, how far back are we going to go? Because the J community are still getting those reparations to this day. What you mean, how far back are we going to go? You're still celebrating Columbus Day, and that bastard didn't really discover us. It was Amerigo Vespucci that discovered America. What you mean, how far back are we going to go? You're still celebrating Independence Day. That was July 4th, 1776. What do you mean, how far back are we going to go? What do you mean? What do you mean, how far back are we going to go? You still read the Bible. You're still indoctrinated back by the Bible. That was well over 2,000 plus years ago. How far back? What do you mean, how far back? It's okay to practice a religion that's over 2,000 years old, but you can't pay for afflictions that's over 200 years old? Boy, y'all sound stupider than you look like. You sound like the idiot you look like.
Is crimes and involves injury to property. And there can simply be no doubt that the massacre fits squarely within the bounds.
The attorney saying the dismissal of the suit was unlawful.
That's not just unfair, it's literally unprecedented and will impact.
Do y'all see how I'm discussing the J community and they have no problem with that, right? Because the J community looks just like them. This is a part of their social construct. But when we start talking about what they did to us and what they owe us, now it's how far back are we going to go? You were never a slave. We just heard these people say that they're paying reparations to people in the J community who are direct ancestors of those who were lost in the Holocaust. So what do you mean I wasn't never a slave? Some of those ancestors weren't never in the Holocaust. And they're getting reparations. What do you mean? What's the difference? Let me guess. Let me guess. That's the only thing I'm getting here. That's the only thing I can figure out. We're asking the same white government, our modern day Adolf Hitler, we're asking them to grant us reparations for what they did, and we got to go through their white Adolf Hitler government to get it and deal with these Adolf Hitler fans right here. But yet, Germany, after Adolf Hitler was no longer there, Germany did what? Turned around and gave those white victims, the J community, their reparations. So either Germany is better than America, or maybe the white people in Germany are just a little less racist than the white people here in America. You know, that's my take on it, y'all. That's my take on it. That's my take. I don't know how these people coming in. They must be hitting the subscribe button and waiting an hour just to say what they want to say. You know what I'm saying? I don't even know how these people getting in here, but moderators, I told y'all they're going to be busting the door down shortly. I told y'all, but we already had class. We've already had class. You know what I'm saying? We've already had class. I proved my case. I proved my case. Now let me ask you again. How many people in here think the J community only got those reparations because they were, you know, the old American Eagle type, you know, the old blonde hair, blue eyes. You know what I'm saying? They like to make that look sexy, y'all. They think that's the over here. Oh, them blonde hair, blue eyes, they don't look better than melanin. You know what I'm saying? Irish did get reparations. What are you ignorants talking about with the Irish? Y'all were indentured servants. That was about a passage. You had to pay a debt. Learn your history.
Each and every case filed by plaintiffs in Oklahoma going forward, unless the Supreme Court steps in and forces Judge Wall to do the right thing and apply the right standard.
We're not going anywhere as long as there is injustice. There will be folks on the side of right that will be trying to get folks in Oklahoma to do the right thing. Oklahoma is not okay.
And we reached out to the city of Tulsa. They tell me they don't comment on pending litigation, and the attorneys say they hope the state Supreme Court gets back to them immediately. Reporting in Oklahoma City, Megan Mosley, KOCO 5 News.
Now, let me help y'all out. They never got reparations. They never rebuilt. Never. And you still have survivors alive till this day. Till this day. That's still fighting for those reparations. So I imagine that the survivors of Tulsa, Oklahoma are now fighting for reparations from what they did to Black Wall Street and for what they went through in chattel slavery and Jim Crow. Make it make sense, y'all. You know what I'm saying? Make it make sense, y'all. I'm telling you, I think these over here in government are a little bit more racist than the German over there in their government, you know, or maybe those Germans were really attracted to those blonde hair and those blue eyes. You know what I mean? I sure wish there's white women running the government over here. We have a better chance of those reparations because they damn sure love our chocolate and our Johnson & Johnson, y'all. Yeah. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying, man. This is crazy, man. This is crazy. This is crazy, man. How do y'all feel about this? How do y'all feel about this? Y'all don't find it funny that the J community got reparations and they control everything now and they are protected, and if you speak anything that sounds bad, you're deemed anti such and such. But they don't give black people back anything, rebuild anything, replace anything, you know what I'm saying? And anyone can speak bad about us and there's nothing. You can't even speak bad about the LGBTQ. If you touch one of their flags or burn it, it's punishable by 10 years of a hate crime. You know what I'm saying? But you can do anything to a black person, though. We have no flag, no identity, no culture, no laws, no country backing us, no nation. We're just black and we're out here. We like an island in the middle of America, y'all. We just floating. We just floating. We just floating. And that's why they keep dumping powers on us. So until we learn to stick together and make these things happen for us, if this isn't evident that we got to make it happen for us and we can't trust them, why do we have to sit to a table with the oppressor to ask them for reparations? And they know what the hell they did to our ancestors. They know what they're doing right now to keep an advantage over us. That would be like asking those Holocaust members to stand in front of Adolf Hitler and ask him to grant them reparations. It's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. But it's not to say that it can't happen here. It can. We just got to get these Adolf Hitlers out of office, y'all. And we have to find candidates who's willing to take this fight to the White House. We're not going to forget about Bill H.R. 40. Yes, there's been a bill in Congress for years. I think it's called H.R. 40, where they were dealing with reparations. They just seem to keep prolonging it. My auntie is 103 years old, and she told me all about it. She still gets scared at night. See? I know what I'm talking about, y'all. I know what I'm talking about. Y'all turn those lights up, man. This is what I do right here. Look what Empathy just said. Empathy just said, and he's from Tulsa, Oklahoma. Look what Empathy just said. Empathy said, my auntie is 103 years old, and she told me all about it. She still gets scared at nighttime. I told y'all the survivors are 100 plus years old, y'all. And this was more recent than chattel slavery, and they did not get those reparations from the same white country and the government either. Look, we're idiots, y'all. We're idiots, right? Because they know we're right. These are the same white people who know that we only hold 10% of their wealth, which means that they hold 90%. 90%. How did they get it? Generational wealth. Stealing everything. Pillaging. Lying. Paper genocide. Faulty racist policies. Slave chasers and slave catchers that later turned into police that's wearing the same badge. We have always been the reason that they were able to get on top and stay on top. And they have always been the reason that we've always found ourselves at the bottom and trying to still scratch and claw our ways to the top, y'all. That's what it is. Now, moderators, you know what I'm saying? I'm open. I'll read whatever. Let's see what we got here. Let's see what we got. Empathy, claiming they were Indians. They assumed everyone's identity. That's why they think they're indigenous. These people have a psychological deficiency. These people somehow has even brainwashed themselves into believing that they are Indians and they are indigenous to this land when we all know y'all got here by boat. We all know. Man, show me one successful brown nation, LOL. Most of you. Show me one successful white nation. All of y'all are falling. Everyone's mad at you. Show me one white nation where y'all know to keep your hands to yourself and everything that you have, you actually earned and didn't steal, didn't take, didn't lie about, didn't have to unalive anyone. Show me one functioning white government that's not full of perverts and thieves. Don't worry, I'll wait. Blacks didn't come by no ship. Black Egyptians came here by ship and was here even before Columbus touched down. That's the only ship we rock. See, y'all, this sick and twisted behavior. I don't even know how they're getting in here. They literally have to, they are literally hitting the subscribe button, y'all, just to comment. It's set the way you have to subscribe and you can't comment at least for an hour. So these people have been waiting since during the start of the show. And they actually subscribe, y'all, just to talk noise. But we ain't gonna read it because you ain't sending no super chat. If you really stand on your faulty history and your white lies and your racism, put it in the form of a super chat. We'll call it reparations. We'll call it returning back some of the money and the land you stole. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Yeah. Look, they mad, y'all. Class is over. You ain't interrupted nothing. Look, y'all mad. Take their voice away, y'all. Send them back to the caves. Send them back to the caves. Send them back to the caves. They mad, y'all. We done ruffled their tail feathers, y'all. Huh? We done rough. They got their primate blood boiling, boy. They got their Neanderthal primate blood boiling right now, boy. Y'all send them back. Y'all send them back. Y'all send them back. Send them back to the Caucasus Mountains. Hey, you don't want to come in here, bro. Ain't no sunscreen allowed in here, bro. Do y'all know how fun it is to troll y'all? Y'all trying to troll us, man. Do y'all know how easy this is, man? Y'all, look, all y'all my enemy right now. But if I open up a tanning bed booth, all y'all to be my best friend. Yo, they don't like us. But if we mess around and open a tanning booth, they'll be our best friends. That's a knee slapper. They'll be our best friends. Yeah. Yeah. I love trolling y'all, man. Because y'all can't keep y'all composure, man. Boy, y'all be acting like the thugs y'all claim we be. I can't wait to this summer either. I know he won't see a lot of this summer. If you do, they'll be wearing long sleeves. They'll be looking like monks around here. Baby Bubba, what's up? It's cool because it's facts you're speaking. They would try to disrupt. They always try to disrupt, but they can't. They cannot. We are indigenous to all lands. They can't say that. They can't say that. I don't need a tanning booth. I said if we decide to take some money and open up a tanning booth, all you hateful, racist white people, not white folks, hateful, racist white people would try to be our best friends because y'all want that melanin. Y'all coming to them tanning beds. Y'all coming. I'm going to turn the temperature all the way up. I'm going to wait till they lay down. I'm going to turn the temperature all the way up. Oh, boy. Y'all make this too fun, man. Y'all make this too fun. FBA family, Mod Squad, you know what I'm saying? Uncut Squad, Tribe, you know what I mean? All of us good folks. Can we get the likes up? I'm not expecting the people to do it, y'all. The people are haters. The people want to be disruptive. The people want to be disruptive. You know what I'm saying? But can we please get the likes up to the good folks? They don't want to come out and play. They ain't got control over here. They white card don't work. They white card don't work. I told you, it ain't nobody else like me on the internet. Boy, y'all gonna really hate me, boy. Y'all gonna really hate me, boy. I'm creative with my words. I'm not gonna lose my monetization. Boy, listen. I know how to spit it 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 different ways, boy. But I can make sure you get what I'm spitting. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna get my money and I'm gonna get them facts out of that. I'm gonna get them facts out too. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna get them facts out too. You know what I'm saying? You gonna hate me if we phone call. No, we not. You gonna make yourself look stupid. You gonna come here trying to spit them white facts and I'm gonna hit you with them black facts. See, over here, everything is factual and blacktual, sir. So you really hold no power. You really hold no power, sir. I'm sorry, your privilege is null and void. You have lost control. That's what happens when your birth rate starts to decrease. And then black and brown starts to get empowered again. And then, well, maybe the same thing you did to us may be done to you. That's for us to know and you to find out. But y'all gonna be pissing on yourself at night for like the next 10 years, just worried. Oh my God, what do I do? What do I do? What do I do? Y'all been trying to go to Mars forever. You better get there. It's the reason y'all trying to get to space. Y'all better give us some space. You better get there. Hell no, I want to talk to you for what? I'm doing the talking. This is my platform. What I want to talk to you for? I don't need no whitewash history. I don't want none of your American white public school history. No. What I want to talk to you for? If I wanted to be indoctrinated, I'd just read the Bible, sir. If I wanted to be indoctrinated or hear any lies, I'd just read the Bible, sir. You know what I'm saying? Real talk. What's up, sinner? What's up, sinner? Bugatti say, go straight to jail. Do not collect $200. Gotti say, see ya, buddy. I put my armor on and show you how strong I am, says sinner. Right. I like that, user. We need to get back on our militant mindset, moving organized as a unit. Y'all don't hear me, though. Y'all don't hear me, though. Y'all don't hear me, though. All right. Empathy says, we are indigenous, intelligence, and have great knowledge. Yes, we do. They know that, too. That's why they steal all of our crap. You know what I'm saying? That's why they lie about everything. These guys are mad. Yes, y'all are. Yes, y'all are. Yes, and you know what? That's another good conversation. That's another good conversation, y'all. That's another good conversation. Hey, who do y'all trust more? Black people. Black people. Who do y'all trust more? Right? My son, the S-U-N, or their son, the S-O-N, that nobody ever seen. That's also tied to white supremacy and racism and all of that good stuff. Huh? Whose son do y'all trust more? Whose son will get the job done quicker? My S-U-N or their S-O-N? Right. I think the S-U-N, I think our son is going to redeem us quicker than their son is going to save us. And look, we can't even save them from our son, but they got us believing that their son can come and save us. When y'all look at this twisted, vindictive crap, we can't save them from our son, S-U-N, but they somehow convinced us that their son, S-O-N, is going to save us. No, we don't need your son to save us, because we ain't gonna save you from our son. I'll take the S-U-N over your S-O-N any day. Any day. My son, S-U-N, holds more power and strength. This son shows up and shows out right here on a daily basis. You can't say that about your created S-O-N. You can't say that. You can't say that. I'm scared and confused right now. Don't play victim. You weren't scared and confused when y'all had control. When y'all putting all that whitewash history and all them lies out there. What you mean? What you mean you scared and confused? We don't, hey. Ain't none of them type of tears allowed in here. It don't even work. Them type of tears ain't allowed in here. It is not gonna work. No. No. Oh, well, I don't, why you say you colored? What type of black person calls themselves colored? What kind of colored are you? Terror. What kind of colored are you? Don't call yourself colored. Say you're melanated. Say you're melanated. Say you're a sister. No, bring her back. Bring her back. Bring her back. Maybe she'll make another comment. She said colored. We actually have melanated people calling themselves colored. and we call ourselves the N-word. See? And we call ourselves African American. We call ourselves everything they want us to call ourselves, but we do not call ourselves who we truly are and what we truly are. Y'all don't see the indoctrination here? Y'all don't see a problem. Y'all don't see a problem. Y'all don't see a problem. Boy, we look weak as hell, boy. We look weak as hell. We look weak. We look weak. We look weak. Man, this is crazy, man. It's crazy. It's crazy. It's crazy, y'all. This is crazy. So, we know why every other group, y'all, and they said they even helped the Japanese, Japan with reparations. The United States helped Japan, pay reparations to Japan. And they helped assist with what happened, you know, with the J community, y'all. But yet, that same country, this same country that helped take care of the victims of Germany and helped take care of Japan, won't take care of the very black people who's the central order of their existence, of their foundation, everything right here. Us black folks, y'all. Us black folks. They leave out the most important people because nothing is possible without us. Without us, you have nothing. Nothing. Good afternoon from Australia. The world is in trouble from every corner. Yeah, because you got all these people in charge of every damn thing. Yeah. That's what happened. We put a lot of these people in high places, man. That's all they do. That's all they do. That's all they bring. It follows them everywhere they go. When someone shows you who they are, believe them. Real talk. Because it follows them everywhere they go. Everywhere they go, y'all. This is their genetic makeup, their MO. You know what I'm saying? This is what they do. So, if we're going to fight for those reparations, we are literally going to have to fight for those reparations because we don't control the government and we don't have enough pieces in place in the government to make this happen. And we know why these people are angry when these conversations come up because we know that we only make up 10% of the income they have in their bank accounts. I wonder how they're born into this money. I wonder how they're born into this money. If you want your racist comments read, put it in the super chat, vampire. I'll read it. You don't talk to a daywalker that way. You need us. We don't need you. Huh? You needed that melanin to pick them crops. Huh? You don't need us. We don't need you. You need us. You need us. I look around on all your NFL teams and your basketball teams and all that. I see us. I see us. I see us. I see us. So I ain't even trying to read your comments. If you ain't sending reparations in the form of a super chat, listen, your comments ain't worth nothing. Stand on it. Send a super chat. It's going to appear big right there with your message in it. You really want to get your message out? Pay to play. Get your message out. Pay to play. Get your message out. Y'all challenging my moderators. Because if my moderators catch you, they're going to get you out of here. So you got to really be fast with them fingers and send that super chat before they get you out of here. Yeah. If you ain't talking money, we ain't listening, honey. We ain't got nothing to say to you. We ain't asking you about our reparations. We telling you what's going to happen. Huh? We telling you what's about to happen. And we're telling you your time is up. Even Gotti will tell you, and Gotti says all the time, and I quote, they only got about 5 more years left in power. Ain't that right, Gotti? You know what, y'all? I'm going to start taking up donations so I can go buy the sunscreen myself. I got time, y'all. I'm a YouTuber. I'll even go live while I'm out there buying the sunscreen. So y'all know exactly where your money going. No Umar Johnson here. I'm so stupid. Oh, boy. I'll even go live while doing it. Yep, gotta say yep, and it's speeding up. Man, if you want your comment read, boy, listen, it appear real big. I wear glasses, I can't see these little comments. But if you just happen to send a super chat, it's enlarged. I can read that real good. Don't be hitting me up. I ain't getting up if it ain't about the money. Don't be ringing my line. I ain't wasting my time if it ain't about the money. Yeah. Yeah. We had to show them who got control, y'all. Got to show them who got control, y'all. We got to restore the natural order. You know what I'm saying? Let them go over there with Nick Fuentes and all them, man. Why they coming over here anyways? There's plenty of races online that y'all can listen to and agree with. Why y'all coming over here? All right. If all the black folks come together, white folks will be in trouble. No. Listen to how we word that. Because I don't want nothing to happen to the white folks. I personally love the white folks. You know what I'm saying? You could say the white people will be in trouble, but not the white folks. The white folks will be backing us. One thing I'm not listening, y'all know me by now. I'm going to ride with good folks. I don't care if it's white folks, black folks, Asian folks, you know what I'm saying, Native Americans folks, Spanish folks. I like good folks. I am a fan of good folks. It's the people that I have fatigue. Black fatigue, white fatigue, Asian fatigue. I just don't like people. I got people fatigue. They can't live without us. And we proved that we could live without them. And then they started another lie. They came and dropped kerosene bombs. They didn't help rebuild that and pay reparations for that either. They building an all-white community right now in Arkansas. You don't see us over there dropping kerosene bombs. You know what I'm saying? You don't see us over there letting the Draco fly. We ain't worried about them. You know what I'm saying? We ain't worried about them. We don't care. Separate yourself. We good. You know what I'm saying? We good. Demon says, I'm talking about the racist white. No, don't say white folks. You're miswording it. Say the racist white people. I'm trying to school you to how we talk on this platform. Because I love white folks. I'm not racist. I love all, all folks. I just can't stand all people. So I don't have a problem with white folks. I love good white folks. I have a problem with racist, evil white people. So it's just a matter of your articulation right here. Change folks to people and I'll agree with you. But I can't agree with you while that says white folks. I'm for white folks. I can't even lie. Because why can't you call them folks? Call who folks? Call who folks? Call who folks? Frederick, why can't we call who folks? If you listen to anything I'm saying, I just told you the difference of people and folks. All right. Let's see. I'll get to some comments. I'm going to be reading moderators first because those likes don't look too good. I don't think everybody in here that's not a moderator has hit that like button. So I don't know if I'm going to be reading any of those comments. I don't see any super chats. But I'll be going to the blue. Okay, I mostly read all of them. Malou, what's up, Malou? Why is that important to tell us, LC? Ooh. He's a black guy that voted for Trump, y'all. And they'll still beat his black ass if you go to a white Trump rally right now. They'll beat his black ass. Well, you just can't help some people, boy. God, say, good for you, buddy. Good for you, buddy. Hey, Mike, if that's what you think, if you come with your comments, well, actually what you just said, Mike. So, Mike, you identify as racist white people. You identify as racist white people, right? Because white folks don't think like you. White folks aren't racist. White folks love everybody. Like black folks love everybody. Like Asian folks love everybody. Like Native American folks love everybody. Like Spanish folks love everybody. But it be them evil, racist demographic of people like you that give people like us fatigue. Yes. 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 So the best way to do it, because we're not racist, it's about content of character. But damn it, we are tired of white people. We tired of ignorant black people. We tired of people, period. We have people fatigue. So the best way to do it here is we find good folks. And we kick it with good folks. And we have conversations with good folks. Even if we agree to disagree, you know what I'm saying? Good folks can do that. Because good folks know to be respectful at all times. Good folks know that our opinions are going to be different. You know what I mean? And good folks can still sit down to this day, in spite of their differences, pop a cold one, roll a fatty, laugh together, enjoy life, and don't worry about a damn thing. But when you get to a certain demographic of people, it's all about maintaining control, taking over stuff, mass public unalivings, what policies can be put in place to keep order over this person, when are we going to invade Venezuela, you know what I'm saying, what are we, see, that's what you get from those people. You get the hell no, we ain't paying reparations even though we know we did this to you. I'm tired of those people. I'm tired of those people. Those same people tell you that was so long ago. But God, dog, every holiday they got in order was so long ago, and they still celebrate it and honor it, don't they? Every pagan holiday. Every pagan holiday. And they quit to say, oh, that was so long ago. Well, why you still study religion? Why you still a Christian? That was so long ago. If Jesus did exist, that was so long ago. Independence Day was so long ago, and y'all still hollering, 1776. So just admit that you're racist. Stand on your racism. Put it in the form of a super chat. If you can march through black towns with swastika flags, stand on your racism. If you can cause an insurrection, stand on it right now. I need y'all to insurrect that gift button with your racism. That's what you do. Stand on it. Put it out there. Because I'm telling you what it is. You bastards racist. That's why you didn't rebuild Tulsa, Oklahoma. That's why they're still waiting on reparations 100+ years later. You're letting all this time lapse on purpose over stupid little policies that you put into place, like statutes of limitation. But yet, you went back and picked Bill Cosby up, and what was the statute of limitation on that? How long had it been? How long had it been? Don't worry, I'll wait. And he unalived no one. There should be no statute of limitation on anything to do with compensating someone or the family of someone you have knowingly, unjustifiably unalived, used, tortured. No, there should be no statute of limitation. None. 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 There should be no statute of limitations. Not the first one. But when you run the government, you can do that. So I hope that same God that y'all lied about, I hope when y'all die, he does exist. And that y'all are judged according to your afflictions. If every knee will bow and every tongue truly does confess, y'all ain't gonna get a chance to say shh before God put a foot up your ass. Y'all can't walk this one back. And you know your God, here we go, Gotti, here we go. We know your God is Nimrod anyways. That's why it says what on the back of a dollar bill? In God we trust, right by what you call that all-seeing eye. Here we go, Gotti. Gotti, I think we got him, Gotti. They had a black man named Edward Anthony. They used him as a guinea pig to test the chemicals in Agent Orange to see how. Oh, listen, we gonna be running down all this stuff, man. Listen. We gonna learn some things today. Well, not today, but over time. See, I'm gonna educate them. We gonna learn about the Opelousas massacre of 1868. We gonna go back and revisit them Buffalo Soldiers. We gonna talk about the Tuskegee Airmen. We gonna go back and revisit Emmett Till. We gonna talk about the Trail of Tears. Well, I'm gonna get it to them here, y'all. I'm gonna light it up. I'm gonna let them know exactly who they are. The history they tried to erase, I got hold of it. Man, listen, there was so many different acts every single different year. It's crazy. You got 3-4 acts in the same damn year, just in different places. And it's all them doing things to people like us. Yeah, this is all the stuff they didn't want to get out, y'all. But I'm on it. Show me my opponent. I'ma give it to you haters just the way you want it. Yeah. I'm on it. Show me my opponent. I'ma give it to you haters, man, just the way you want it. Yeah. You ain't gonna stop this flow. I'm gonna put you out there. If anything happened to me, y'all, do what we always do. Blame the white people. Knee slapper. Oh, man. It's true, man. That's why they're so upset about this, man. That's why they canine leg hairs and dog hairs and toupees and stuff stand up on their head when we touch this up. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. When we bring this subject up, that's why their hair stand up like it do. They're like, oh my God. When we're out of power, they're gonna drain our freaking accounts. You better take that money now and leave. Leave the planet. If you are anywhere here on Earth, we will find you and your bank accounts once we take over. You only got about 5 more years. Y'all, thank you. I ain't like that raccoon calling me Unc anyways. I ain't your Unc. I don't know you. You wouldn't qualify for a nephew of mine, fool. You would not. And here calling me Unc. Don't disrespect me. I ain't your Unc. I would have never raised an ignorant child like you. Wow, now they're trying to stop the word black at Florida A&M University. Yeah, they want to go back to calling you the N-word. Yep. All right, Malou says, y'all like the live. If you don't know how to, just double tap the screen or press the 3 little dots on the top of the corner of the screen to give it a like. Them haters ain't gonna do that. You know what I'm saying? Them haters not gonna do that. Look, y'all, I'm racist because I'm telling the truth. If you want your comments read racist, put it in the form of a super chat with y'all hard-headed sis. Comply. That's what y'all tell us. Comply. Ain't no sense in y'all typing nothing in here because it's not going to make it through if it don't come through as a super chat or a gift. Now, we got our own little social construct going on over here. Y'all ain't going to come over here in our Black Wall Street and burn this one down. You don't run nothing over here. Nope. Send them reparations on through. We could take it in the form of a super chat, a cash app, or a gift. Yep. That's what we gonna do. I don't even know why the racists keep trying to get these comments through. I don't even know why they keep trying to get it through. Look, they are relentless, y'all. Why don't y'all put this much effort into passing that reparations bill? Put this much effort into rebuilding Tulsa, Oklahoma, and giving them reparations back to them folks too. Put that type of energy into not touching your children inappropriately. Put that type of energy in keeping your hands off of things that don't belong to you. I need y'all to put all that energy there. Put that energy on not being so damn hateful and spiteful and vindictive. Come on now. Put that energy there. Greetings, greetings. Pepsi Cola, what's up, Pepsi Cola? You need some ice for your drink, Pepsi Cola. Pepsi always distract me when she come in here. Pepsi make me damn, Pepsi. Pepsi, I ain't got a Pepsi. I got Sunkist, though. I'm drinking Sunkist straight out the bottle. Everybody want to know if I'm insane. All these racists got a mind full of silly games. My two-part remix. My two-part remix. Huh? Hey. Yeah. Two-part remix. Hey. Pepsi Cola, Pepsi Cola. Bars. Y'all want some bars? Y'all want some bars? Okay. I wish I could video time some of these racists. Because when I'm telling the truth and dropping bars, I would love to see their faces. They mad, y'all, running all around the house. They so mad right now, they slapping their baby mamas in the mouth. She like, baby, what you hit me for? He's like, you don't hear what this N-word talking about? He's saying our power is about up and then they gonna move us out. He's talking about reparations. Look at our account. And he won't let us in so that we can put him out. Oh, we big mad. They done lost control. They claiming I'm the devil. They done rebuke my soul. They say I'm going to hell. I tell them hell don't exist. I tell them kiss my and mother don't miss. See, y'all don't care about what y'all say because you hold no power. Y'all been trying to get y'all little racist comments out for at least the past hour. And it ain't worked yet. Like the reparations we seek. How does it feel now? Are you going to turn the other cheek? Bars. Bars, y'all. Bars. I do this from the dome. Do this from the dome. Bars. Huh? Put that in your pipe and smoke it. Put that in your pipe and smoke it. Huh? Huh? Hey, they just hating y'all because we are sun-kissed. We are kissed by the sun, and well, they are burnt by it. God darn it. Y'all better leave me alone. I'm going to give it back to you now. I'm uncut for a reason. I'm going to give it back to you. I'm going to give it back to you now. I am kissed by the sun. We are sun-kissed. Y'all just mad because y'all sunburned. It's a difference. Pepsi Cola, you can choose to be kissed by the sun or you be kissed by me, girl. Let me stop. I'm just playing with you. Y'all know I'm a clown. I'm a clown. Say it loud. I'm a Moor and I'm proud. Oh, say it loud. I'm a Moor and I got rounds. Okay. Okay, get militant on them. And we ain't on that Paul Birdsong stuff either. We real about ours. You know what I'm saying? We ain't on that Paul Birdsong stuff. We gonna be real about the movement. Nah, I ain't say war. We ain't saying that. Y'all went ahead and report my channel. I like my money. Now we're gonna spell it backwards. How about we put raw? Let's put raw. Spell it backwards. Raw. Spell it backwards. Raw. We at mental war. We are having a war of intelligence. A war of facts versus fictions. That's what we doing. A war of fact versus fiction. The skin will blister this summer. Malou says, it's incredible that people can't talk about facts and emotions thereof without strangers feeling guilty, and then they start hating and acting dumb, and they claim that we're the racists, y'all. You know what I'm saying? They claim that we racist. They claim that we racist. Well, I'm thirsty right now. I got to drink it. I'm thirsty right now. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, them racist food turning red, white, and blue. They turning red, white, and blue. And ain't nothing patriotic about them. They evil as hell. They evil as hell. They evil as hell. Ain't nothing patriotic about them. Evil as hell. Evil as hell. You know what I'm saying? But I'll see what else I can cook up since they want to come in here. I'll see what else they can cook up. Watch this. We really gonna make them mad, y'all. Let's make them mad, y'all. Let's make them mad. Since they in here, we might as well teach them a little bit more. Let's make them mad, y'all. Why not? Why not? I'm gonna show y'all just how bad they are and how they was thinking about us, y'all. One of the sickest people in the world. Hold on. Let me find it. Let me find it. Yeah, give me just a second. 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 Oh, y'all, they scrubbing the internet, y'all. They are scrubbing the internet. Oh, they scrubbing the internet. I got to work a little harder, y'all. Give me a second. I got to work a little harder to find what I'm trying to find. They scrubbing the internet now. They are scrubbing the internet. I'm trying to find this social experiment.
Some white women both eroticized and slandered black men. For instance, in 1731, one white woman declared her desire to engage in sexual relations with a well-endowed black man. However, when caught in such relationships, these women would accuse the black men of corrupting their white womanhood. Historical records show that if accused, black men often face severe punishments such as genital mutilation or even death by burning. Some white women both
Wow, and that's exactly how the fall of Black Wall Street happened. You know, that's exactly how the fall of Black Wall Street happened, and Emmett Till and all that. You know. But wait, there's more. There's more. I'm gonna find this stuff. They're trying to hide it, but I'm gonna find this stuff. Watch this. When I tell y'all they did it to people everywhere, Watch this. There's this one particular. They are scrubbing this internet. Oh, found it. Found it. Oh, they tried. They tried. Found it. The whitening of Brazil. Boy, I had to go through all of that. Boy, good try, but I found it.
One thing I have noticed is that, yes, there's a lot of interracial marriages and couples, but I have noticed that once Black Brazilians in particular get any kind of money, I mean, I'm not even talking about filthy rich. I'm just talking about maybe just like a nice job that you won't lose, some education.
It's right, act up.
I found that many of them, both men and women, tend to marry white. Can you explain this to us?
Tend to marry white is a Brazilian thing because of the whole idea that was implemented in our ideas in the beginning of the 20th century. Okay, so it's not just because of the money. You will see these relations happening also in lower groups. So if you go to the favelas, you're gonna see that happen. You're gonna see it all over. The point is because the very white people are not marrying into the.
They do not marry white people at all.
At all. The very white Brazilians, they're very segregated. As segregated as Mississippi 1965.
Yes, I agree.
Okay.
Now, just to give you some insight, this happened by the lion himself, who wasn't so much of a hero, Teddy Roosevelt. Theodore Roosevelt, 1905 in Brazil. That, I could have found it right then. It just hit me. I could have found it right then. Let's see. He was not the greatest guys. The greatest of guys. But he has really scrubbed this internet. Is this it? This guy did lots of doggone bad stuff, man. They called him the old lion.
Today, Teddy Roosevelt is one of the least criticized presidents in US history. In fact, many people have lionized him and made him an ideal of what a good politician and a good leader should be. They talk about Teddy as the trust buster, the humanitarian, the nature lover, and the incredibly charismatic orator whose speeches could inspire a crowd. However, few people talk today about Teddy's faults as a leader and his shortcomings as a person. While Teddy was certainly not an evil man, maybe some of his actions are being viewed through a rose-colored lens. Number 10. The story about the teddy bear leaves out a lot of details. Everyone knows what a teddy bear is, and most know the origin behind it. Teddy Roosevelt had been on a hunting expedition looking for a bear and was having some trouble. Someone got a young bear and tied it to a tree, and Teddy refused to shoot it because of how cute and cuddly it was, and then the bear was released unharmed. In order to celebrate the president's generous act of mercy, the teddy bear was created and soon became a hit nationwide. Sadly, the story that has been passed on is a lot grimmer and doesn't paint Teddy in quite as friendly a light. The bear that was tied up for him to kill was an adult bear, not a cute little cub, and in order to get it tied up to the tree, it had been badly wounded. The president did not refuse to kill it out of some sense of humanity towards the bear, or because he wanted to let it live out its bear life, or because it was cute and cuddly. He refused to shoot the bear because, as a matter of pride, he wouldn't really be getting the kill if he was tied to a tree and already wounded. It just wouldn't count. Oh, and the bear was not released either. His companions finished it off. Number 9. Roosevelt did help create public protected parks, but mostly because he wanted to hunt. Now, it cannot be denied that Americans largely have Teddy Roosevelt to thank for an incredible amount of protected public parks and lands. His work in that regard has left a legacy to this day and was arguably the greatest thing he did during his time in office. However, Roosevelt was not really interested in environmentalism the same way that some who live today are. Teddy was an outdoorsman, and he loved to hunt and fish, and he saw the loss of public lands as a loss of the ability to hunt game. As we know today, many of the lands that Teddy protected now allow little hunting much of the year, or even at all, in order to preserve the environment, and many environmentalists today are actually vegetarians or vegans. The truth is that hunting for sport and not true sustenance is not nearly as popular a hobby as it once was, especially among those who are truly trying to protect the environment long term. Many of those today who live and push for a green agenda would be quite horrified by the animal body count that Roosevelt left behind. Number 8. When it came to being a trust buster, Teddy was mostly playing pretend. Teddy was known somewhat at the time, and somewhat even now, as the Great Trust Buster, and he still gets a rather unnecessary amount of praise for it to this day. The truth is, another president might have been tougher on the rich tycoons and helped avoid the eventual Gilded Age and recessions that came with it. Roosevelt was known for being a trust buster in the papers, but only because that was a carefully cultivated image. He played
They are scrubbing this internet.
My annotated bibliography research has been about the role of white women in the maintenance of slavery as an institution. The biggest takeaway that I have learned is that white slaveholding women felt entitled to exert a tremendous amount of control over their slaves. They played a very active role in furthering slavery for their own interests. White women helped the maintenance of slavery because they reaped immense benefits from it. White women were willing to participate in slavery because in many southern states, slaves were essentially the only property that a woman could independently own from her husband. Additionally, southern slave-owning women routinely sexually assaulted black men or coerced black men.
She could own a black slave because he was property of her white husband. She can go out here and have her way with this black slave the way they go out there and have their way with the horses out there in the pasture and the barnyards now, y'all. Think about it. They went from using black men to using animals. That's why they can't keep their hands off of stuff. I'm doing this for a reason. They have scrubbed this internet, y'all. I'm trying to find something that was called whitening. Some people called it absorbing the black. It's when Teddy Roosevelt weaponized white women to start sleeping with black men and having babies so that they can wean out the black gene. That's what I was looking for, but they're scrubbing the internet. I'll find it and get back to you. If I got to stay up all night, y'all know that AM Live, I'm going to find it. I'm going to present it. I'm going to present it. I'm going to find it. And then after they weaponized the white women on the black men, they then invited the black women into the white slave masters to keep them away from the black people. It was like the whole Planned Parenthood thing all over again, y'all. They wanted to make sure that interracial marriages and interracial relationships were weaponized, because every time that a white woman gave birth, a black woman gave birth to a white man's baby, that baby was a little bit lighter. Every time a black man got a white woman pregnant, that baby came out a little bit lighter. And then that baby would in turn marry someone white have more babies, and now that black gene is fading. That's what you heard going on in Brazil. I just couldn't find the actual footage, y'all. I couldn't find the actual footage. They scrubbed the internet, but I'll find it. It happened in 1905 in Brazil by Teddy Roosevelt himself. He ordered it. Ordered it.
Men into relationships.
There's so many
revealing
race
the degree
grifters
to
because
which
there's so
they
many
truly felt
racists like you
ownership
out
over
there.
the black body. Finally, white slave-owning women perpetuated slavery by creating a market demand for enslaved black women to serve as laborers and caretakers of their children. In 1824, before women in the North could own any property, married women in Florida were granted the right to own property as a result of the Adams-Honest Treaty. Later, Mississippi, North Carolina, and the Arkansas Territory would also pass laws that protected a married woman's rights to own her own slaves. These laws included protection against a woman's slaves being taken away from her to pay her husband's debts or estates, and also allowed women to use their slaves as collateral to get loans.
Boy, birthday gifts, Valentine's Day gifts, Christmas gifts, all that stuff was easy for white people back then. Here, baby, here's a slave. They didn't buy you a car. They bought you a slave. They didn't buy you a puppy. They bought you a slave. They didn't buy you a diamond ring. They bought you a slave. And on the night they wanted to celebrate their anniversary, well, baby, I'm going to let you go out there to the barn and have your way with a slave. It's the truth. It's the truth. It's the truth.
White women were afforded these protections because political leaders saw them as a key to Western and Southern expansion, especially in Florida. They needed women to move to these territories so they could establish households and serve as nurses of patriotism in the wild territories. Letting them own slaves was one way that they could convince white women to stay in the territory while also serving their own interests of expanding slavery in general. For white women, the ability to own slaves was a crucial way for her to support herself if her husband died or racked up too much debt. It also gave slave-owning women enough financial security.
Little did they know that this was the genesis of they women loving the black Johnson & Johnson. They women loving the BBC, y'all. They didn't know. They didn't know. Once you go black, you don't go back. She found that out the hard way. He wondering why he ain't getting none when he laying down beside her at night. She out there in the barn. She out there in the barn. She know where the Johnson & Johnson better at. She know about the Jimmy Dean. She out there in the barn. She ain't want the Vienna. She going for the Johnson & Johnson.
To divorce their often abusive husbands, since they could rent out their slaves for incomes or use them to acquire a loan. Slaves were also an important indicator of status and established the owner's social position and ladyhood. Despite the cultural belief that black people were inferior, the black male body was a subject of fascination for many white women. Black men were portrayed as hypersexualized, and white slave-owning women often used them as opportunities.
And you look like Dumb and Dumber had a child. You look like Dumb and Dumber had a baby.
For sexual exploration in the face of cultural norms of moderation and virginal virtue. In other words, women felt entitled to full control and ownership over black bodies. White women who were exposed for their relationships with black men could rely on the mantle of white female purity to avoid any blame being placed on themselves. From this developed the myth of the black rapist and the belief that black men inherently desire white women. Violence against black men and the need to maintain slavery could therefore be justified by slave owners as necessary to protect the virtue of white women.
Emmett Till, Dick Rawlins, do y'all see? Y'all, bro, it wasn't just the white men, it was the white women too. This was a way of life. We were property. The Bible also refers to slaves as property. I'm doing this for a reason. And I'm really trying to give y'all time to put two and two together. Notice the language they're using here. Same language used in your colonized ass Bible, ladies and gentlemen. Same language used by the God who had said, slaves, obey your masters on earth the same way you will obey your master in heaven. Same language, y'all. But y'all think God wrote that Bible. Y'all can't listen to this language and see how close it is to that biblical indoctrinated bullshit and tell what's really going on. Y'all can't put two and two together. Y'all didn't just hear it. Property and all of this. Slaves. What does the Bible say? How does the Bible put it? Come on now. I'm trying to teach y'all something. I was giving y'all time to put two and two together. I was giving y'all time to put two and two together. Right, that Bible has nothing, well, it has a lot to do with their God that they created. But if you spell God backwards, you'll see just how they some damn dogs. They some damn dogs. They some damn dogs. They some damn dogs. Same language, y'all. Same rules apply. Same rules apply, y'all. It's in the Bible that they can inherit the slaves the same way if something happened to the slave man. Same stuff, y'all. Same stuff. And y'all coming here with all that Bible. Same stuff. Same thing. And no one's catching on. No one has a clue.
A lot of the
Well, there's no God, you damn fool. Especially not that God in that colonial Bible.
articles that I found in relation to my research question involved maternal exploitation that slave women faced from slave-owning women. Many slave-holding mothers or mistresses viewed their role in respect to their children as the guardians of their souls and moral guides. They took great pride in educating their children to be the next generation of sophisticated plantation owners. Of course, their ability to spend time with their children to educate them was
You know what? These people, these slave owners, they were also Christians. They were also Christians. Don't forget, they the ones weaponized Nat Turner when they found out he can read. They bought Nat Turner on in the house, and they gave Nat Turner a Bible, and they say, listen here, boy, you go out there, boy, you teach them other little N-words, how to obey their slave masters. They're getting a little out of hand, and I don't have to whoop a few of them. Yeah. They were Christians, just like your local KKK. Are we getting it yet? Are we getting it yet? Are they get? Oh yeah. Listen, they can get scared all they want. I'm putting the truth out there. I'm putting the truth out there. Do with it what you want, but I'm putting the truth out there. And I'm letting y'all hear it. So it's not me just sitting here making something up. I'm letting you hear it. I'm putting the truth. Yeah, they better run scared. They better be aware of this platform right here. They better be aware of this platform right here. Ain't nobody doing it like me on the internet. I'm uncut with it for a reason. If something happens to me, y'all, I'm telling you, blame the white people. Not the white folks. Blame the white people. All right? Blame the white people. But damn it, I know how to put up a fight. They run their ass up in here. I know how to put up a fight.
facilitated by enslaved women doing all of the household work, as well as bathing, dressing, feeding, and general supervision of the white children.
Hey, moderator.
White women believed that black women were uncaring mothers for their own.
Let's hold on to that. White women believe that black women was uncaring mothers. Oh, that's about to get the sisters pissed. Where Pepsi Cola at? I know Pepsi Cola and Malou and all them finna be pissed when they hear this part. But listen, moderators, I need y'all to put in the chat. If these racists want their comments read, send a gift or a super chat. They got to pay the reparations, y'all. They got to give us some of that generational wealth back if they want these comments read. Because they got y'all fingers working in here deleting these comments. There you go.
Children, but could be refined and taught how to make good caretakers for white children. Additionally, the belief that black women were unfit mothers prompted many mistresses to take direct control over their slaves' children, with many going as far as to make the children call her mother. Mistresses were absolutely central to the systematic separation of enslaved children from their parents. Selling a child...
And they complaining about ICE right now. systemically separated from their parents. And we supposed to give a damn about what ICE is doing right now. And they out here crying, they're separating us from our family. We done been through this. This is new to y'all and old to us. This is new to y'all and old to us. Which tells us in turn, y'all aren't survivors. Because this is continually happening to us and we continuously bounce back. But when it's done to other people, it's brand new and they don't know how to take it. Because they've been the ones that's been helping other people deal it on other people, y'all. Exactly. Same thing they did to black people. Yes, I'm giving it to you. I'm giving it to you. That's why, you know, it's wrong to treat people inhumane. So I don't agree with how they're treating the Spanish people. You know what I'm saying? The people that they're rounding up, because these are still human beings. Treat them like human beings. But I don't want to hear that shit about separating families and doing this and locking people up and you not being, we all of that. We know about all of that. Old news. Old news. Deal with it. Black people, stay on your sofas. This has nothing to do with us. Stay on your sofas.
The way was a useful and powerful threat to keep slaves submissive. As the children grew up, it was up to the mistress to decide which ones had the most potential for future service and which ones should be sold. Disturbingly, the slave-owning women also tightly controlled what slaves were allowed to reproduce and be in relationships. Often, they would have one enslaved man have children with multiple enslaved women, denying black men the opportunity to be fathers and have families.
They was breeding slaves the way we breed pit bulls, y'all. They were breeding slaves the way they breed cattle right now. They put one black male on how many females? Huh? They put one, come on, man. Come on, man. Come on. All y'all white people now, y'all know how this agriculture thing go. You know what I'm saying? You know how this agriculture thing go. You know what I'm saying? You know how this agriculture thing go. Y'all know what y'all do now. Y'all know what y'all do. Come on now. And this is why when slavery was going on and Jim Crow was going on and Reconstruction was going on, all of this fell under what they call the cattle laws in the Constitution. Look up the cattle laws. That's why they considered us like 2/5, 3/5 of a human being. Cattle laws, property laws in the Constitution, y'all. I'm giving it to you. I'm giving it to you. I'm giving it to you.
The testimony of formerly enslaved mothers and children reveal the intense familial trauma created by the cruel and heartless separation of parents from their children and husbands from their wives. Maternal exploitation was also common through the use of enslaved wet nurses by slave-owning white women. Thousands of ads for enslaved wet nurses from the late 18th century into the 19th century reveal the creation of a niche market that exploited the physical bodily products of enslaved women. Some women used enslaved wet nurses because they were not physically well enough to nurse their own.
Well, you know what? You know what? No wonder this guy only has 65 viewers. Watch this. I'm finna have less than that with what I'm finna play next. Y'all know I gotta play something in relation to 2977, right? Y'all know how we talk on here. So my team, my tribe know what I mean when I say 2977, right? Y'all know what I'm referencing? Put a 1 in the comment box, in the chat, if y'all know what I'm referencing when I say 2977. Because now it's really trying to piss him off, y'all. Should I do it? Should I do it? Should I piss him off, y'all? Should I go there? Should I tell y'all just how long this been going on? Oh, y'all telling me to do it. 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 Watch this. Watch this. Y'all telling me to do it. Y'all telling me to do it. Y'all are telling me to do it. Y'all are telling me to do it. Y'all listen close now. Y'all telling me to do it. They are telling me to do it. back this up. Y'all are telling me to do this?
When 3-year-old Sally Hemings arrived at Monticello as part of an inheritance for Thomas Jefferson,
she arrived at 3 years old, y'all. Little Sally Hemings. Thomas Jefferson was your president. He was a grown-ass man. Let's go.
Could not have guessed
Y'all
the
told me to
adventure
do
her
it.
life would become. But when we examine Sally's life and the difficult choices she made, we are forced to focus less on the possibility of a romantic relationship between man and woman, and more on the disturbing dynamic between slave and
I actually
master.
have two. Two laptops. I
She
got
was a
backup.
mother. She was a slave woman. She was an African-American woman who did the best she could for her children.
She would have to find a way to live as best she could, which tells me that she had to be a very strong woman.
The story of Tom and Sally is the longest running miniseries or soap opera in American history.
How she felt about him? Who knows? Being owned is not exactly a desirable state of affairs.
They were together longer than some marriages exist. Yes, I understand she was a slave, but I also know that slaves did fall in love at some time with their masters.
She was a child. They're skipping her childhood, y'all. They're talking about her now as an adult, a grown slave. But I'm hoping they get into the whole story if this is the documentary like it says. Don't worry, just wait.
Jefferson is so symbolic of the contradictions in American history. Sally Hemings has been a symbol as well of the denial of African American oral traditions.
The papers were covering it as if she were Monica Lewinsky. Was it a scandal? Of course it was. Do we look at it with new eyes? I think we do.
Ooh, they feeling guilty, y'all. They feeling guilty, y'all. Ooh, it's white rage, y'all. Oh, my Lord. Close down the schools tomorrow. They are mad, y'all. We don't know what may happen. They are mad. Please close down the schools and the churches tomorrow. Do y'all have choir rehearsal tomorrow at the churches? Don't go. Don't go. Boy, they are pissed. Boy, they are mad. Listen, they leaving crazy comments in here, and my YouTube notifications are going off from other videos and stuff, y'all. They mad. They ain't got no voice over here, so they're going to videos I've already done. And they spamming comments over there, y'all. Hey, they mad. Let's go. Shouldn't have been talking. Shouldn't have been talking. You shouldn't have been talking shit. That's real.
In November 1998, a tantalizing mystery about the private life of Thomas Jefferson yielded to science, shedding light on one of America's most complex and controversial presidents, and his slave named Sally Hemings. Through a DNA study, scholars found that in all likelihood, the author of the Declaration of Independence had a sexual relationship with Hemings and fathered her children.
It was the weight of all of that evidence that led us to believe that there was likely a relationship between Thomas Jefferson and Sally Hemings.
Do y'all notice they're leaving her age out? Now, all they said was she arrived at him as a gift when she was 3 years old. They're leaving out her age. Now they jump right to them having children. Put 2 and 2 together. You hollering, so what, you nasty ass? That makes him a pedo. You hollering, so what, because it's a normal thing in your culture. In your culture. It's a normal thing for you and your people and your culture, so that don't even matter. But that's the same reason they got Romeo and Juliet laws and statutory rape laws and everything else. You're trying to drop the consensual age right now down to 14 in many states to help your reproduction rates. And y'all are acting like this stuff is normal.
This was front page news around the country, but to the descendants...
So y'all know Sally Hemings was 12 to 14 years old when Thomas Jefferson first started doing these things to her. When he would leave to go out on boats or whatever, he would take her and keep her down in the lower part of the freaking boat for his enjoyment. She couldn't say no. She was a slave. She got pregnant from him at an early age. 6 children in Cleveland, Ohio. 6.
Of Sally Hemings, who had passed it down for more than 2 centuries, it was considered common knowledge. The details of Hemings' life are sketchy, even contradictory, and the facts hard to pin down. There are no photographs or drawings of her, but from what is known, Sally lived a remarkable, courageous life as a slave, presidential mistress, and mother. The first Hemings to put Sally's story into the public record was her son, Madison. In 1873, the 68-year-old Madison dictated his memoirs to an Ohio newspaper reporter.
The Pike County Republican decided they were going to do.
Let's tell the real story. Let's tell the real story. See, that's what happened. You put all these white people in here. They want to lessen the blow. Tell the real story. Tell the real story.
Today, U.S. President Thomas Jefferson is often remembered as a champion of American independence and personal liberty. But what you may not know is that he fathered enslaved children with a young enslaved woman named Sally Hemings. Hemings was born...
Now here they said young enslaved woman. See, they're coding it so you don't catch on to it. Somebody do the research and find out how old she was. I'm telling you, she was 12 to 14 years old. He was already a sitting United States president, y'all. He was already, see right here they said young. Y'all should know I know what I'm talking about by now. Right here they said young. They don't want to convict him. They're trying to protect him, his legacy right now. He was a, y'all know, he was an Epstein, y'all. He was an EpiPen.
In 1773 to her enslaved mother and slave-owning father. As an enslaved child, Sally was given away to her half-sister, Martha, and her new husband, Thomas Jefferson. They took her to live at their plantation, Monticello, where she worked in the house and learned domestic skills. When Thomas Jefferson became American ambassador to France, he took her with him to Paris. She was just 14 at the time.
Bam!
Despite her young age.
Need I say more? Need I say more? How old was she? I told y'all, 14. 14. What did I tell y'all? 14. 14. They've been doing this. It's nothing new. This why they like young girls. This why they can't keep them hands off them children. Right here, I told y'all, and no one called him out for being a pedo, and he became your 3rd president of your United States of Mexico. This is normal behavior to them, y'all. Normal behavior, yes, a child. I told y'all, I'm gonna find that bleach in the black and that whitening and piss them off too, y'all. I'm gonna find it. I'm just rub the internet a little bit, but I'll find it. They tried to code it, but I wasn't gonna stop till I got it out there. Y'all heard it. Let me run it back for you. Let me run this back for you. Run that back. Here we go. Boy, if they was mad, they pissed off now. Here you go, y'all. See, we talk about the Epstein files and all of this. This stuff goes way back with them. We talking about the 1800s right now. 1787, y'all. A grown-ass president doing this to a child. You couldn't even do it to a grown slave woman, a child. Someone who couldn't defend themselves. Oh yeah, I told y'all I'm gonna come with it. They gonna hate me. they gonna hate me. And I don't give a damn.
She was just 14 at the time. Despite her young age, Thomas soon began a sexual relationship with her. We don't know how Sally felt about this, but we do know that status as an enslaved woman made true consent impossible. When it was time for Thomas to return to the U.S.
So if it made true consent impossible, that means that she was being graped. You know, apples, oranges, grapes. If slavery meant that you could not give true consent, then that means that this 14-year-old slave girl was being graped by a soon-to-be sitting third president of the United States. And they found absolutely nothing wrong with it, y'all. They found nothing wrong with it, y'all. Nothing wrong with it.
Yes.
Put
Sally
it out there,
could have
Gotti.
petitioned the French government to stay in the country and live as a free woman. But instead, she chose to return to America on the condition that Thomas would free any children they may have together when they reached adulthood. At Monticello, Sally gave birth to at least 6 children, 4 of whom survived to enjoy the freedom she.
This man worked his own children as slaves until they got grown, and then he granted them freedom. And granted her, come on, man. Y'all gonna learn this story today, too.
Negotiated for them. Though the children grew up enslaved, they were taught skills that would sustain them once freed. Although she was never officially emancipated, Sally was allowed to leave Monticello in 1822 to live the rest of her life with her emancipated children. Despite a backlash from those who wanted to preserve Thomas's image as a champion of individual liberty, her descendants shared the story of Thomas Jefferson and Sally Hemings, and ensured that her agency and determination would always be remembered. How does Sally Hemings' story complicate Thomas Jefferson's legacy?
See? They been doing this stuff, y'all. They been doing stuff. They been doing it. Y'all better tell them to stop messing with me. The more and more they mess with me and come in here with this, the more and more I'm gonna dig up on them. I'm telling you. Y'all better tell them to stop. Y'all better tell them to stop. Y'all better tell them to stop. If they keep coming in here with it, I'm telling you, I'm gonna keep putting it on them. It's too much up here. I've got too much time on my hands. This is all I do. This is all I do. And y'all notice I can show you receipts. I'll go to it. I'ma still find that one on that whitening. I'ma find it. They used to call it absorbing the black, whitening, bleaching out the black, bleeding out the black. It has so many names, so many terms. It's a longer term that started with the A. But I'm gonna find that. I'ma find it. I'ma make that my homework for in the morning. That's gonna be on the AM live, y'all. That's gonna be on the AM live. You know what I'm saying? But they've never called their own people out on this. That's why they act like what's going on in the Epstein files are nothing. These people read the Epstein files, and Cash Patel said that he saw nothing in that warrants any investigations or arrests. But we see all these stories about these 13-year-old little girls and, well, a sitting president. But this time his name isn't Thomas Jefferson, it's Donald Trump. Same playbook, y'all. Same playbook, y'all. This is why they get mad. This is why they get mad. When somebody black touch the internet that know what the hell they talking about, and they can't save face, that's why I keep telling y'all if something happened to me, blame them. Blame them. Blame them. I'm telling you, blame them. Look, this fool, send it in the super chat. I'll read it. Send it in the super chat. Send it in a super chat. Send it in a super chat.
My name is Annette Gordon-Reed. I'm the Carl M. Loeb University professor at Harvard University. I'm a law professor, and I'm also a historian. People often ask me how I ended up writing a book about Thomas Jefferson and Sally Hemings. Jefferson and Monticello had been a long-standing interest
And it's funny that the white people knew nothing about this. They can't stand the truth. They knew nothing about this. I'm telling y'all, this was going on even before this. I'm just showing y'all that it was a president doing it then, like it's a president doing it now. I'm a real one, y'all. I've been on the internet. They just started pushing my stuff. I've been on the internet doing this. I've got thousands of videos. Thousands of videos. I've been doing this. It's just no one was paying attention to my videos. But now, YouTube is pushing it. I'm just putting it out there. You know what I'm saying? I'm putting it out there. Same different porta potty, bruh. Same different porta potty. Same different sitting president. Children weren't safe then. They're not safe now in the hands of a white man. Especially a one that's sitting for president. Because they have the power to hide things. But in this case, Thomas Jefferson's pullout game was very weak. And he left behind 6 instances of proof. Now, in the Epstein files, it said that, you know, there was some proof left behind and, you know, a baby was born and it was thrown over a boat to drown. If you've got into the files and read this, you know it's there. And you know the subject of that child was 13 years old. Sally was 14. What are we getting, people? See why they get so irate? See why they get so upset, so boisterous? Because they are degenerate Neanderthals. That's the white people, not the white folks. See, this whole segment has been about white people, not white folks. That's why I said earlier, I believe white folks need to start speaking up and separating themselves from the egregious behavior of these white people. Real talk. Real talk. Where's your moral compass? What type of time are you on? Real talk. How do you stand for this? This isn't embarrassing to you? This isn't embarrassing? And please don't think that black slave women are the only ones they did this to. They still do it to their own women. They've done it to their own children. They've done it to their own pets. 2977. They can't right their wrongs. Their statute of limitation is up with trying to right their wrongs. They're just automatically wrong and can never be right. They're just automatically wrong and it can never be right. And I'm not racist. I give y'all a racial awareness. And the reason I go after them is because I stay in a state where self-defense and stand your ground is legal. I'm in Florida. I can stand my ground. I can defend myself. You know what I mean? So yes, I go back at them. I go back at them. If they come in here with it, if they start it, I'm going to finish it. I'm never going to be the one to start it. I'm going to come in here about my business. But when they come in here with that right there, I'm going to finish it every single time. I'm going to embarrass them beyond repair. I'm telling you, they'll be laying on a shrink sofa tomorrow crying, oh my God, I can't believe it. I can't. I'm telling you, they're going to be in a public panic. They're going to be in a public panic. You 3.5 hours away from me, soldier. They're going to be in a public panic. Real talk. Right. I'm discussing a racial awareness. So we know what to be observant of. We know what to be vigilant of. You know what I'm saying? We what's the word I'm looking for? Where's the word I'm looking for? Where's the word I'm looking for? Aware of. We got to know what to be aware of. I told y'all, when you walking in public and they see you walking and you hear their car doors locked, clink, clink, or you walking past them and they clutch their purse a little tighter, when y'all walk past them, you better clutch your children a little tighter. Hold on to your babies. Don't even push your baby stroller. Pick that SOB up and run past them. Put the baby back down when you get past them. I'm telling you. I'm telling you. Don't. If they walk in here, walk your babies way around and come back. Safeguard your babies. Safeguard your baby, because history tells us they have a fetish for youngins. Huh? History tells us they have a fetish for youngins, y'all. Real talk. Y'all just got to learn how to give it back to them. The lies should have quit when the internet hit. I'm going to say it again. The lies should have quit when the internet hit. No more babies for this world before this ish gets clear. I'm telling you. If y'all children come to y'all after coming home from school and say that somebody did something to them, believe your children. Especially if men and women are running that school. Believe your children. You know what I'm saying? Believe your children. Believe your children. I knew they weren't going to run the lights up in this video, but it's okay. Because the content still got the work done. We got the message out there, y'all. I'm telling y'all, I'm never going to let go of trying to dismantle racism and religion. That Christian stuff, I'm going to stay on y'all about that. That's your stronghold. That's your stronghold right now. That's your stronghold. They're playing on your fear. You know what I'm saying? They playing on your fear. That's the stronghold. Racism, stronghold. This is how they maintain control of everything. This is how they are putting policies into place. This is how they're whitening and whitewashing your history. Half of the stuff I'm showing y'all right now, y'all can't even say y'all learned about this in public school. Why would they make themselves look bad? Just like, why would them same people that did that to us, to our ancestors, grant us reparations? Why? But when it comes to their own, see, they have economic resources. So if you don't straighten the afflictions to your own, they can sue you. They can litigate. They can be heard. Because just like you, white man, those white people you do this to, they've got a nation behind them as well. They have people who are going to listen. We don't, y'all. We're just black. We have no flag, no property, no lineage, no time. We're just black. We're just here, floating around America at a whopping 13%. So if we're going to get the work done, it's going to have to be us, as it's always been, to get the work done. We can't depend on this corrupt government. We can't depend on perverted people. We can't pretend on people who's going to smile in your face and then draw a pen behind your back and write you out rather than counting you in. We can't. So when do we get started? When do we put our foot down? When do we get 10 toes down on business, you know what I'm saying, and handle what we need to handle, how it needs to be handled, so that the generations of us that's coming after us ain't got to go through this with them? Somebody answer that question. Super soda. That's why they want certain books pulled from the public curriculum. Exactly. Malou says, super soda they already did for years. It started around 2006, which is true. All right. Cardenas, what's up, my man? What up, though, Mr. Uncut and the conscious community? What's up with you? What's up with you? Malou say, I'm doing homeschooling for mine. You ain't wrong. Because that's the only way they're going to get the truth. That's the only way they're going to get the truth, man. These schools, these churches, all of that, they indoctrinate your children. They indoctrinate your children. That's why they call the school to prison pipeline. They indoctrinate your children.
Of mine from the time I was in the third grade when I read a third grade biography of Jefferson. And that was my introduction to the person who wrote the American Declaration of Independence, saying all men are created equal, but was also the person who owned enslaved people and from a young age, I wondered about that contradiction. All men are created equal and holding people in bondage. And of course, that is the American dilemma that we've dealt with.
We got a new sub, Mr. Come on, man. Observant Heathen. Okay, Mr. Observant Heathen. Thank you for subbing. Thank you for subbing. You are much appreciated.
For many, many years now. Some years ago, 1994, they made a movie about Jefferson in Paris. And when the movie came out,
how many people knew this about Thomas Jefferson? How many people knew this about Mr. Declaration of Independence? How many people knew this? Mr. Emancipation Proclamation. How many people knew this? I hear you, Malou. I hear you. Mr. Uncut, they even tried to make a case on me because of it, but I don't break no laws, so they had to stop in the process. Okay. Gotti said he knew about it. You know what I'm saying? All right. Observant Heathen says he found out just now. All these presidents do the same thing, man. All these old perverted white men have been doing this since the beginning of time, and this is going on in your Bible as well. There used to be a time where the Bible did say, come as you are. No one noticed that it was changed. Come unto me, all who are tired and weary, or come unto me, all who need rest, who are weary, or something like that. It's changed too now. Oh yeah, they've changed it. They've changed it. They've done it right up under our nose. See how big my nose is? They used my nose for cover when they did it, y'all. They wanted to make sure y'all couldn't see it. So they didn't just do it up under anybody's nose. They did it under my big old nose to make sure y'all couldn't see them doing it. You know what I'm saying?
There are a number of historians who were saying things like Jefferson would never have had a relationship with an enslaved woman. There's no evidence that Jefferson had a relationship with an enslaved woman.
There's children.
And they were upset about this movie because it was going to treat the story.
Wait a minute, y'all. Now I'm gonna get the foundation and the kids, y'all. I'm gonna show y'all these children. I'm gonna show y'all these children. And it's a big old family. When I tell you it's a huge family, man, it's a big old huge family, man. It's a big old huge family. Come on, internet. Don't do this. Come on, internet. Come on, internet. I'm trying to find a whole family picture. This is what I do. Matter of fact, I could just look up the foundation. I can look up the foundation. Because they actually show the whole family, y'all. They show the whole entire family. That's more than a myth. They show the whole entire family.
Whoa. What's that? I just built a budgeting app in Base 44.
Guys, Nina just built an app.
Impossible.
Thomas Jefferson's love life. Was he a hypocrite about Sally Hemings? Here are 3 books that I recommend reference in this video of the former third president's
Okay, we don't want to know about the books.
A quote from Jefferson in 1782 says, "My dear Martha, my life has been embittered by the loss of your presence." Jefferson then threw himself into his work after her death.
Oh,
partly
Cardenas,
to
thank you
distract
for the
from
super
grief.
chat. I gotta read
In
this.
1784,
Y'all put Cardenas in the comment box. Cardenas said, if it wasn't for our Nubian ancestors' blood being spilled on this land, the U.S. would have been done a long time ago. Exactly. You know, she's the queen of life. She's the queen of life. She's the queen of life. Exactly. She is the queen of life. She is the queen of life. But thank you, brother. I appreciate that. Cardenas, thank you. Thank you. Y'all, I'm going to make it my business to find that one about the whitening. And I may do that in the morning. You know what I mean? For now, I'm going to go ahead and wrap it up. You know, I appreciate everyone who takes time out, you know, to come here and moderate. I appreciate those who have the little extra to give to the platform. I appreciate the listening ears, the knowledge. I appreciate the tribe and the love. I appreciate the unity here. And that's what's ticking these people off too. The fact that we have unity here. We all share one common goal, and that's to get the message and the truth out by any means necessary. Malcolm would be proud, ladies and gentlemen. Malcolm would be proud. I'm proud. But this is a whole movement. This is a whole movement. There you go. Congratulations for your YouTube shorts. Well, I appreciate y'all. You know what I'm saying? I appreciate all of y'all. You know, and listen, I just get on here and I talk what I know. You know what I mean? I just feel like all of us need to know the truth so that we're not walking around blind. We're walking around on the same page and we're all informed. You know what I'm saying? We're all informed. That's all. That's my journey. Everyone knows I'm not racist. I just respond to racism. I know how to shut it down. So like I said in the beginning, it's gonna take more than racism. The way the religion someone believe in and politics and all of it. It's gonna take more than that to separate me. It's gonna take more than that, you know what I'm saying, to divide me. You know, so I don't care what you look like. I don't care about your skin color. I don't care who you voted for. I don't care your sexual preference. I don't care if we don't agree on nothing. All I care about is you being good folks and us being able to hold a conversation and being able to respectfully agree and disagree at the end of the day. But at least we were humane enough and cordial enough to hold a conversation. You know, that's all I'm saying. Ain't nothing racist about me. I love everybody. I keep telling y'all, I got white people in my family. You know what I'm saying? And I love my sister-in-law. I wish somebody would bother my family. If I wanted to be racist, I could. I keep reminding y'all that my grandmother was unalived by a white person. The first time I met her, I was in elementary school, y'all. 2nd grade. My mom kept me out of school to go meet her. And the next day around the same time when she got back to Fort Lauderdale, we got that call saying that she was unalived by a white woman she had adopted and raised for 11 years. Played a mother to. So if I wanted to be racist, I could. If I wanted to be racist, I could. I like the little laughing emojis y'all put out there. I like that. I like that. That don't rattle me. You know what I'm saying? That don't rattle me. That don't rattle me. That don't shake me. You know what I'm saying? That don't shake me. I'm used to your disrespect. I'm used to that disrespect. I'm doing the work for my grandmother right now. I could be racist. I could be hateful, but that would be the easy route. I'm taking the hard route right now. You know what? Still loving everyone regardless, recognizing content of character over race, and still getting the truth out there about the same people who took my grandmother from me. And she was only 48 years old. I'm not playing with y'all, man. I'm serious about what I do. It's a reason. It's a drive behind what I do. Y'all took something from me. The truth don't come out, you bastards. I shake.